Hello all, today we will check the Marvel superheroes and upcoming set, and as always I'm gonna do the set review. That way I'm just gonna give my first impression about the cards. I haven't checked any of the cards, so this will be legit like for first time seeing the cards and the mechanics of the set. So yeah, let's see what the Marvel superheroes has to show us for the limited, starting with white as always. Okay, so let's go with the first card. I think I'm not gonna try to pronounce the names because I will most of the time just mess them up, so let's just go like Agent 13, 3 mana, 3/2. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, investigate. So this is pretty good as a curve out card, right? You play this after you play the 2-drop, your 2-drop cashes in for a clue. If they don't kill this one, you might get like more clues. Currently I don't see, I don't know any combos with this card, but standalone I think it's fine. I think you would want to be interested on playing it and trying it, so yeah, seems okay. Then the next one, Agent Maria Hill, a white and a 2/1. Whenever Agent Maria Hill becomes tapped, to pay a teamwork cost, put 1/1 counter on her and draw a card. Okay, I guess we gotta check what teamwork is. Teamwork 2, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may tap any number of creatures you control with total power 2 or more. So this is like a crew, right? This one is, anytime you do actually choose to pay a teamwork, you get a counter on her and draw a card. So it does rebuy itself. Overall, it's an awesome 1-drop. 1 mana 2/1, but it keeps on growing, and it keeps on drawing your card possibly anytime you cast teamwork. Now I guess the question will be how hard would it be to come across the teamwork cards, but standalone, like even if it wasn't an upside with this, which I think it is a huge upside on the card, just a 1 mana 2/1, if the set can be aggressive, I think you would want to try on playing this card. Agent of Atlas, 2 mana 2/2, prowess, seems solid. I don't know, depends on how many non-creature cards you can play to grow it, but it is a bear with an upside. If you're liking 2-drops, you would want to play this. Agent Phil, okay, 2 mana 2/2, vigilance. Put a 1/1 counter on each other hero you control. I'm really glad it does say other, that it doesn't grow itself, but it's still a pretty strong card because I think every card is a hero in the set, right? Or most of them. There are gonna be heroes and villains, I'm assuming. So yeah, this one seems really strong, especially if it does survive. I don't know if there is gonna be any cards that do care about counters. If that's gonna be the case, makes this guy even better, but a pretty strong rare. Pretty strong rare. I think if you play against this, you always want to use a removal on it. So yeah, if card has to be removed, that means the card is like pretty decent. 3 mana 2/4, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So this one is interesting. While you're curving out, you pump your 2-drop, right? But then on the turn 3, since you would most likely be interested on attacking with the both of the creatures, this one is a 3 mana 2/4 then, and you don't attack with both. But if it does attack alone, it's a 3/5. My first impression is that this is really nothing special. If you're liking curve, maybe you would want to play it, but maybe there is a lot of synergy behind attacking alone, which will make this card a bit better. I don't know, like maybe there are cards that would say some creature gains double strike. So I don't know, I think it's nothing special, but it might be really good while curving out. I don't know. If there is evasive stuff, it's a pretty decent blocker, I'm assuming, but we will have to see the stats. So yeah. Avenger Assemble, okay, a mythic flash enchantment. Heroes you control get a +2/+2. Okay, that seems strong. At beginning of each end step, if you attacked with a hero this turn or a hero enter the battlefield under your control, this turn, draw a card. Just the fact that you have an anthem with a flash is pretty sick, and there is another ability on it. where you can keep on drawing cards if you attacked or if a hero entered. So it's a pretty easy one to trigger. Seems really good. Really, really good pack one, pick one, I would assume. Yep, seems super strong. 5 mana, create 2 3/2 hero creature tokens with vigilance, and then it has a basic land cycling. So it is here. There are heroes. You get 2 bodies for price of 5 mana, and then it does have a basic land cycling in the cases you would want to play it as that. I can see this being a really strong card. I mean, Imperial Oath was really strong in its own set, but the 2/2s there were awesome. In this set, I guess there is like a keyword where it matters, like heroes. And just seems good for the price you pay. I think you would be excited on drafting this. Would you splash this? Ever? Like, pick few of this, play 1 basic, white, and splash this. I'm interested to see if that's gonna be the case with a set, but overall seems like a good card. 2 mana, 2/1 lifelink, a new mechanic, it's called Power Up. 5 mana, put 2 1/1 counters on this creature, okay. Active each Power Up ability only once. Reduce the cost by its mana cost if it entered this turn. Okay, so it can be a 2 mana 2/1 where it can grow later, or it can be a 5 mana 4/3 lifelink. I mean, it is a 2-drop you would be excited on playing for sure. I don't hate the creatures that like are entering on the curve and later they can become something more, like you can use the mana on them to grow them. Lifelink ain't bad. I do hate 1 toughness on it, but if there aren't, I guess, a lot of tokens that are 1/1s, I don't think it will matter that much. So yeah, I think it's a solid 2-drop. I don't know, do I like this one or the prowess one more? I guess it will have to depend on the set, but currently I would say maybe this one might be better from the cards we have seen. Captain America, 3 mana 3/2 for a strike, enters with a shield counter on him. As long as he has shield on him, you and other heroes you control have hexproof. Okay. So 3 mana 3/2 for a striker, already good. It has a shield counter on him. If he would be dealt damage or destroyed, remove a shield counter from him instead. So he has a protection as well. And then he gives everything else hexproof. This just seems like a really strong 3-drop. It just seems like a really strong 3-drop. It would be cool if there is like a way of, like, I don't know, putting more shield counters on him. But yeah. Seems like a really strong card. Again, Captain America, okay. This one is mythic, this one is rare, sure. Wait. Is it the same art? They do seem different. But I'm not a Marvel dude, I don't know anything about Marvel, so... I'm just looking at the art. 3 mana 3/1, okay. Flying for a strike ward 1. Whenever Captain America attacks, each other hero you control gets +1 +X until end of turn when X is the Captain American toughness. So okay, if you can grow this guy, he pumps your team even more. But even if you don't grow it, I mean, 3 mana 3/1 flying for a strike ward 1. Like, they did put all the key mechanics on it. I think this one is strong. I mean, even if you're pumping for 1/1, it's great. But it just gives you an upset of pumping it for more if you can put counters on him. So yeah, this seems really good. So far, Captain America seems great. They aren't even the same Captain America. One is Sam, other one is Steve. I see. It even says here, right? Sam. Okay, I guess here it doesn't. 5 mana 5/4 flash flying lifelink, power up for 7 mana, put a 1/1 counter on counter and indestructible counter on Captain Marvel. Is this sorcery speed? I'm hoping it is. Activate each power up ability only once. It's not even a sorcery speed. How's this a fair magic card? In limited. Like, if somebody has a 7 mana, don't they just win the game? And even if they don't play this for 7, it's a 5 mana that will ambush a creature and then grow. And then, like, eat your opponent's or your stuff. And then it just grows where it says, GG, I win the game. Hey, it does have lifelink. I don't know, this seems like a busted rare. At least it is mythic, so I guess you're not gonna see it that often, but yeah, pretty strong. 5 mana 4/4, Flying Vigilance. As long as an opponent has cast a spell this turn, you may cast spells as though they had flash. So I don't understand this. Does this work only when it is on the board? I'm assuming it does. Like, you cannot flash this one in, right? Since it says for other cards. I'm assuming it works like that. So let's rate it. It's a Serene Angel, right? And then it can give your creatures flash if opponent plays. But this can backfire. Like, you might rely on them casting something, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna flash in the creature. But they can just attack first, and then after that play spells. So I wouldn't take this ability as a part of the card. It can come up, but I think you're better off playing the creatures at a time that you can, but maybe sorcery speed you could choose to, like, wait. It's still an interesting ability. I think the card overall seems fine. 5 mana 4/4 flyer. Can't go wrong with it. So yeah, seems like an interesting one. We'll see how it plays. I lost the pre-release to that mythic. Yeah, the mythic seems really busted. 2 mana 2/2. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, put 1 counter on Colin Wing, Scry 1. Okay, so again, 2 mana 2/2. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, you put a counter on this. Interesting. So with a combat tricks it works well. Getting a Scry ain't bad. Like I did say, it is a bear that does have an upside. The upside here can maybe be really huge. We haven't seen any spell so far that can target a creature. So currently with what we have seen doesn't seem anything special, but I am assuming there will be like a mechanic for this. So yeah, I would say it seems like a really strong 2-drop. Okay, 1 mana 1/2. Target creature you control that's attacking alone gets +1/+0 until end of turn. You gain 1 life. So there we go. There it is for the attack alone mechanic. I actually don't hate this one. I think we had something similar to this in past. There was like a card like this in past, if I remember. I think this one is a pretty decent card. Like pumping your other creature and gaining life for 1 mana. Maybe making a creature close to unblockable because they would not want to trade with it. I don't know, I think I like this crowd of 3 believers. If the set can be curved out, I think I like it even more, but yeah. Yeah, it is just a tap, there is no extra to it. So yeah, I think I like this one. Something Strike. This is a teamwork. So additional cost to cast this spell. You may tap any number of creatures you control with total power 2 or more. It deals 2 damage to attacking or blocking. If spell was cast using teamwork, 4 damage to that creature instead. Okay. A decent 1 mana removal. I'm assuming 4 damage will kill a lot of things. And we have seen a benefit towards the teamwork, the white creature. So I feel like this one will be good as a removal of choice in white. I guess if you are aggressive, you're not maybe most excited about this because it doesn't take a blocker away, but I think this is a super efficient removal for 1 white that you would be excited on playing. Maybe the teamwork is not as free as I think it is. Maybe it is actually gonna be a bit difficult on leaving a creature, or maybe it will be telegraphed when you are gonna be interested on using a teamwork. But what I do like about a teamwork is that we have seen the white have some of the attack alone abilities. So that would mean that you are gonna have cards to use the teamwork for. And I guess like maybe just the 2 damage will be killing a lot of the stuff. But yeah, I think I like this one a lot as a removal invite. 3 mana, 2/2. Whenever this enters, draw a card. If you control another hero, you gain 2 life. Pretty decent. I always did like this, like 3 mana, enter, draw a card, rebuy itself. This one can give you 2 life, I think pretty easily. If there is a way of flickering or returning, I even like it more, but yeah. I always like these cards. 5 mana, Invisible Woman. Okay. Lifelink, whenever you put a 1 or more 1/1 counters on 1 or more other heroes you control, you may create a 0/4 colorless wall creature token with Defender. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on 1 or more other heroes. So we have seen 2 heroes that can put the counters on themselves. And we have seen the rare that can put counters. So we have seen already 3 white cards. They were uncommons, right? And rares. I'm assuming there is gonna be more where you can put counters on. But yeah, it seems like an interesting card. Where you can get a lot of free stuff, I guess. What is the name in the in Avatar? There was the enchantment that did say whenever you attack with a creature alone, it gets power for every other creature. If there is like a card like that, well, this is in the set, that is gonna be pretty strong. But yeah, I think the 5 mana 2/4, 2/5, and then like if you have a lot of ways of like putting counters, I don't hate getting a free walls. But this is not a card that does end the game on its own. It's like a good card to buy time, maybe towards your other rares. If you have a lot of cards that can actually care about getting to the late game, right? Not sure how this will play. Overall, I'm not excited about the 5 mana 2/5 lifelink. And this ability, I don't know, maybe you don't really care about walls. But like I said, if there is a reasoning on you getting to the late game, this card can actually buy you a lot of time. And then if you have a lot of random ways of putting counters, it might just be really decent. Super excited to see this. This one is not like screaming to me, hey, it is bad or hey, it is really amazing. I have to see like the rest of the cards and then like figure out like if we can make this work. Okay, so this is the first flip card. 2 mana, 2/3. Your opponent can't cast spells during your turn, and you can transform it for 3 mana, green, white, white. And then reach trample. Your opponent can't cast spell during your turn. It's still the same. Whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, you may have the Hulk deal that much damage to any target. Okay. This is pretty sick. Actually, you can use a 1 mana 2 damage card on your creature just so you can upgrade into a bite. And this is whenever. To any target. Wow. Okay, so if you flip this, if you flip this and if it doesn't die, you won the game. Standalone 2 mana 2/3, great. I mean, great stats for a 2-drop, I guess. I like it more than when it has more toughness than power. Stops other 2-drops, maybe even 3-drops. And then it's a win the game card. Seems like a pretty good pick. I like it. Works really well with a damage card, right? With this, you can attack and just deal the damage to any of your creatures so that this one deals to any target. That's pretty sick. Also, fight cards are great with it. I guess we're gonna see if there are gonna be a lot of fight cards. But yeah, standalone mythic, it seems like really good. If it is the same as Spider-Man, okay. Can you cast this one immediately for this side? Can you bypass playing this if you have green and 6 mana? It was like that in Spider-Man. I don't know if it is the same with this card. Let's move on. 3 mana, Flying, Vigilance, Prowess, 2-1. Yet again, another Prowess 2 drops. I'm hoping there is gonna be a deck where it can actually support this Prowess. We haven't seen any spells yet, but I don't hate a 3 mana 2-1 flyer with Prowess. He has Ouija. Vigilance doesn't really matter as much when the toughness is low, right? Since like you're not gonna be blocking most likely with this, but with the Prowess you might. I don't know, I don't hate this flyer. Evasive flyer creature. Seems like a okay-ish 3-drop. We will see how it plays. Green does have a quite few fight cards. I guess we're gonna get to them, yeah. Luke Cage. Okay, 4 mana 2/5. Attacks alone. He gets +2/+0 and indestructible. Okay, there is a good card that wants to attack alone. 4 mana 4/5 attacker with indestructible. It's a good blocker. Doesn't seem bad. I mean, 4/5, I'm assuming it's gonna be hard to like bounce off with your creature if somebody is attacking with this. So it seems like a pretty solid 4-drop. I don't hate it. Though, yet again, it does ask you to attack with alone, which I'm not sure if it will be good or bad. With 1-drops, I don't hate it. But yet again, they might just have like, I don't know, 1/1 tokens and stuff like that. I don't know if there are gonna be tokens, but if there are, and you just like chomp this one, and that is it from the opponent attack. And if you're attacking with all the creatures, this is just a 2/5, right? So it is an interesting card. I think like while curving out and the game starting, this one is gonna be a menace because like 4 mana 4/5 indestructible. But it is a trigger, right? And it can backfire. Opponent can have a removal and you lost your attack. So all of this like attack alone will be tricky to figure out, but I don't hate a 4 mana 4/5 indestructible attacker. The Mind Stone, 2 mana, indestructible, add white. Harness the Mind Stone. Okay, it's the same as the previous one, right? You gotta take a creature. Or is it not? At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 other target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Nice. So we have a Flicker. Seems like really good with the 3-drops that do draw cards. How do you harness? You just pay? Okay, seems like this one you don't need to sacrifice a creature or do anything else. You just pay mana, if I understand it correctly. And then you just get a teleportation circle. I don't know. I don't hate this. Pretty good ramp stone, right? Seems pretty decent. Especially with the 3-drop that does draw cards, and maybe even more. Maybe we're gonna see more cards that care about being flickered, but yeah. Okay. Mockingbird, 4 mana 2/2 double strike. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, you put a counter on this one. So you could be using that white removal on your stuff just so you can grow this creature. It's not, I guess, the most exciting way of using that removal, but sometimes it might end up. That is the first spell we have seen that actually can target your creatures. 4 mana 2/2 double strike, overall weak, I would say, for 4 mana if it stays on 2/2. I don't think you get as much as you would want for the mana you pay. But if you can keep on growing this, I think this one can be pretty decent. If you attack alone with this one and then you pump it with the 1-drops, most likely it is a tough creature to block. I don't know. We'll have to see like how many cards we have that can target stuff if they're gonna have something more on it. 3 mana Flying Prowess, transform Monica. Okay, 3 mana 3/3 Flying Prowess seems good, and then when it is transformed, Flying Hexproof Prowess, so it gains Hexproof. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control. Wow. If it is the case that I'm saying where you can actively just cast this side without needing to flip, this side is busted. This one is fair magic card, right? 3 mana, 3/3 flying with prowess. But this seems really strong. And I guess this one would not be bad with the life-linking one we have seen, the 2/5. You get walls and then the walls can keep growing. I don't hate this. I mean, how can you hate this? This card seems really strong. Okay, another teamwork card. It is a common. It is sorcery for 2. Choose one. If the spell was cast using teamwork, I guess both, yes. Exile target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Exile target enchantment with mana value 4 or greater. I guess we will have to see the numbers on this one, on how many either of the mods are gonna be useful. Toughness 4 or greater, I don't know, the average power and toughness of the set. If it is like a legit removal for 2 mana, I don't hate that you do have a teamwork. I'm wondering how this works when you don't have a legal target. Can you still use a teamwork? Just so you can actually trigger the cards? If it is the case, I think it is better, but maybe you're not allowed to use a teamwork because this is not a legal target. But yeah, I don't hate this. We will see how many enchantments there are, but if the toughness 4 or greater is legit, I think this is okay to be played. Oof, this is a lot of text. 1 mana, 2/1 with a lot of text. Okay, it has power up. Put 2 1/1 counters on this. Then look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a hero, equipment, or a vehicle among them onto the battlefield. If it is double face card, you may transform it. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Legit, I think this is a 1 mana 2/1. Unless there is a high reasoning on you ending up in 5 colors, which... I mean, this is the first card we see that cares about all 5 colors. You can still play it as a 1 mana 2/1, which is okay, like I said. It's a playable 1-drop. But I don't see why would you want to be using this. Or draft towards this, at least at this moment. Ability ain't bad, I mean, you get another card. 7 cards is a lot, is big amount, so you most likely will hit something more, but yeah. We will see. So far I just rated this a 1 mana 2/1, which is okay. I don't know if this is legit. 2 mana 2/1, flash lifelink. Choose target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from anywhere this turn and return it to your hand. Great. I always love these cards. It has lifelink, not bad. It does return a creature. Or a permanent, actually. So yeah, pretty good 2-drop, love it. 4 mana, 3/2, enters, create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Okay, they're not heroes, really important. Actually, I like that they're not heroes. Attacking creature tokens you control have first strike. I love this card. I mean, you get 3 bodies for 4 mana. That's a decent amount of stats. 5/4 stats, right? It's a pretty good flicker. If there is like more reasoning on getting the token matter, I don't know. I just like this card. It seems pretty good. First strike does matter, even better. What other tokens have we seen? Walls, and that's it. Oh, actually we did see 3 2s for 5 mana. Yeah, the 5 white mana spell with this one is pretty good, right? Giving them for a strike is actually great. 2 mana, enchantment, Scry 2 chapter 1. You may put a hero creature card with mana value 3 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. If you don't, draw a card. Okay, so it always rebuys itself for the mana. You can either put a 3 or you're gonna draw a card. And then you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Seems good, actually. I'm wondering what the play pattern of this will be. When do you want to cast this? I'm not sure you want to be casting this while curving out, since I think you would want to get as much 1/1 counters as you possibly can. This one actually works really good with this, right? Permanent leaving. So you can actually keep on using this. I'm just like wondering how the play pattern of this will be. Do you want to play this and then actually put a creature on curve? Maybe the scry 2 matters so you don't miss the land drops and stuff. But yeah, I like this one. It seems like a pretty decent magic card. 1 mana. Okay, that is our first combat trick that we get. Target player investigates. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains flying until end of the turn. Untap it. Okay, so this does rebuy itself. Big thing. Even though it seems odd that they did say target player investigates, this is so that the removal doesn't 2-for-1 you, right? You always get an investigate back, and then it is a combat trick. Yeah, it cannot fizzle, right? I don't know, I don't hate this. For other cards that do say, hey, I want to cast spells, or for prowess, it's a card that does rebuy itself. I'm glad it doesn't put any toughness, so I really like that. But with the prowess creatures we have seen, and with the other cards that do want to target your stuff, seems good. Untapping could actually, I don't know, surprise the opponent, and maybe you do have a blocker that they did not expect, so yeah. I like this. Usually I'm not a fan of combo tricks, but I think this is the one that I would want to play because of like rebuying, flexible, flying can end the game, and then untap as well. It just does a lot for one. Agree, Sinarchio. Okay, 2 mana, 2/2. Another target creature you control gets +2/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Why does this exist? Okay, it is another. That's a benefit. For a second I thought it is like we got a mother in limited set. It is not a mother. I mean, not the mother. Hexproof is not same as protection. But it's still annoying. Protecting your bombs while leaving 2 mana. They gotta always kill this first. The thing is, like, if opponent has to kill a card, it is a good card. And this one is that, right? They have to kill this. Even if you are not like protecting, you can still use this aggressively to trade stuff off for attacking for more and protecting. This is just an amazing 2-drop. Whenever a creature you control enters, scry 1 and put a plant counter on this enchantment. When this 4th plant counter is put on this enchantment, you sacrifice it, draw a card, and put 1/1 counters on each creature you control. Again, it's great with a 2-drop, right? That can return it. For 1 mana, it will help you curve out if you're playing creatures. And then for 4, it does rebuy itself. It's pretty good on turn 1. Later on, will you be able on getting to 4? I think you might be. There is a lot of cards that we have seen that makes like 3 bodies, 2 bodies. I don't know, I think this card is great. I don't think it's that hard. I like that you get a scry every time you play a creature. And then it does rebuy itself and it grows your team. This one seems good. I don't think there is, like, okay, maybe it's a bad top deck when you're top decking, but yet again, you most likely will be able, if the game goes long, to actually make sure that this happens. I don't know, I like this card. I think this is good. Definitely interested on trying it. And I guess it depends on the speed of the format as well, but yeah. Scry kind of plays into helping you making sure that this does happen. 3 mana, 3/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, tap target creature or land. Wow. This one is great. It's a really good one. A 3-drop that can make sure that you're always connecting. It can make sure you can actually tap their lands on upkeep, which is sick. I don't know, I love this one. If there is a lot of cheap spells, this is gonna be super annoying to face. We have seen the 1-mana one that does read by itself. I would say it goes well with this. But why are you able on tapping lands? I don't know why did they add this part as well. It is annoying because like somebody's gonna put the upkeep stop, tap your land, which maybe you have one of, and you really need it, but yeah. Seems like a strong card. 2-mana, 1/3, tap target creature. This ability costs 1 less to activate if it targets a creature with power 3 or less. So 2-drop that taps creatures, And it costs 1 if the power is 3 or less. I don't know, I don't hate this. For 1 mana to tap ain't bad. And then for 2 on the bigger stuff, I mean, usually these cards were okay, like I said. If there is a reasoning on getting to the later game, I don't hate these cards. They're gonna help you on getting there. And you just need to put a D for a draft. So, I don't mind the draft. I think it's okay. 3 mana, 2/2, enters, destroy target creature and opponent controls that dealt damage this turn. Okay, good. This is super annoying. It's a 3 mana Chupacabra, right? For 2 drops. Destroy target creature and opponent controls that dealt damage. So you don't need to deal damage to it. It needs to deal damage either to your creature or to you. This one seems really good. I like this one. 4 mana 5/5, too many stats. Do I need to read this? Why is a 4 mana 5/5 flying vigilant indestructible? What is the drawback? Please be one. Enters, target opponent creates a... Okay, the Void, a legendary 5/5 black horror villain. Creature token with flying, indestructible. And the Void attacks each combat fable. Okay. For a second I thought that the power creep did go even more up. But if you have a way of bouncing, there is like blue cards that can bounce, like you don't feel the 5/5. I don't know, do you... Is the 5/5 villain gonna be a problem? I guess if there is a decent amount of removals that can actually kill this guy, it is annoying. But I don't know, I feel like this card is still pretty decent. If you can bypass the token by, like, I don't know, removing it, and you then get a 4 mana Dissolve, it seems good. Seems pretty good. I don't know. It could backfire, of course, if there are removals that can easily kill this, but I think this one seems good. Token does not have vigilance, yep, the big part. You are attacking, they are not. Like, token might not matter. Shield Spike Kit, 1 mana, equip creature gets +1, whenever equipped creature attacks alone, untap it and scry 1. Okay, again another card for the attack alone. 1/1 and then the scry as well. I always like the short swords, I don't know. Especially if there is like reasonings to it, like you are low to the ground aggro deck and then this helps. But yet again, if you're low to the ground aggro deck and you're playing this, you're not attacking with all. But again, like I'm saying it, nothing is stopping you from attacking with all. There is a bit of an upside where you get an untap and scry. It triggers all the prowess cards. I don't know. Interested to see if this is gonna be good, but maybe it will be. Maybe it will be. Maybe you do care about equipments in the set. Super Villain Lockup. This enters, exile target tap creature and opponent controls until the enchantment leaves the battlefield. So there is a way of killing a token. The one we have seen. I mean, just a premium removal, right? 2 mana, exile. Though it is tapped, but I don't know. Will we see cards that are not gonna attack and be a threat? If it is the case, I guess makes this one a bit worse, but usually these ones are super great. For 2 mana removal, I don't know. I like it. 2 mana, enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has first strike, okay, has first strike and vigilance, legendary soldier. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks or blocks, attach any number of target equipments you control to it. Okay, we haven't seen many equipments, right? We have seen only one. With a sword, it is whatever. So we are just rating this as a 2 mana, grow your creature. We have seen some indestructible creatures where I guess this on it is pretty good. 2 mana, giving your creature +2/+2, and this keyword seems really good. Especially if there are cards that do give hexproof and you can like protect it. I would say this card depends from other cards of the set, which we are gonna see, but overall I don't hate this. Ah, there we go. There is a way of like making this better. You down card, we have a way of protecting the creature. All of these keywords do seem really nice. First strike, vigilance, and everything. And I don't know. We will see if this will matter. 2 mana, you put a creature, you put a counter, indestructible, lifelink. I mean, good. Just a good trick if you care about protecting your stuff. This is a reprint, right? We have seen this in past, and in past it was great. 4 mana 3/3, enter Scry 2. How I feel about the 4 mana 3/3 Scry 2. Okay. I don't see any reasonings why this card would be better than other 4-drops. Maybe there is a reasoning for artifact matter. But 4 mana 3/3 flyer, okay, Scry 2, good on it. So yeah, we'll see. Web up. When this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Okay. Great removal. And the last card in white, 4 mana 2/3, when enters, choose one, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures, or you return artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Not bad. Seems really good. Choose one. I like that it does have flexible abilities. In past we did have 4 mana 2/3 like cats, if I recall, in like core sets that were putting counters on up to 2 creatures. But I think that one was able on putting on 1 creature as well. That's the difference. But though this one does have a way of returning artifact or enchantment, so yeah. I like this one. If you can flicker it, even better, so yeah. Okay, overall, I don't hate the white. It doesn't seem like the white has many cards that actually can cast on your creatures for the cards we have seen. Some of the cards were on the attack alone. Overall, creature stats seem good. And the creatures alone. A removal did seem fine. So yeah, I don't hate the white at all. Though it did feel that there wasn't many like combat tricks for the cards we have seen where they do care about you targeting your creatures, right, with spells. But yeah, overall I don't hate the white. Okay, a bit of a break and then we continue. Pick up the shield seems like it would be great in the format. Well, the token attack, okay, I did read that. I just like how Banishing Light has 15 different reprints, but with just different names. Yeah, I think you can make like a deck with just Banishing Light. Okay, let's continue on. Going with a blue, 1 mana 1/1, flying. It does have a power up. Robot Villain. If there is ninjutsu. Seems like a pretty good enabler for ninjutsu, but at the moment, what is it? It's a 1 mana 1/1 flyer with the possibility of becoming a 4/4 later on. So I don't hate the 1/1 if there is like some benefits towards it. I don't know, artifact matter, creature type matter, maybe ninjutsu like I said. But this one later on, it can be a 4/4, which I like. So I think this one drop seems okay. And it might be just better if there is a lot of the cards that can support it more. So yeah, we will see. 4 mana 3/3 enters, it connives, basic land cycling. I don't think if this set matters, or maybe, I don't know. In previous, what was it? Omen Pet? There was connive villains, so I guess they're gonna keep on doing it. But I don't know how much you're excited about the 4 mana 3/3 that does have a connive. If there is a card you care about putting into graveyard, I guess this one might be okay. But I guess like if it is the same pattern, we're gonna have other creatures that do have connives and they just might be better. This one does have a land cycling on it, but I don't know, it does help you, I guess, on splashing, which ain't bad. Maybe it is gonna be better than I think it will be. 3 mana 3/2, whenever you draw your second card each turn, put 1 counter on this creature. Vigilance. Okay. I don't like the stats for the money you paid. It does have Vigi. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, so I guess it works well with connive. If you have a lot of connives, if you put 2 counters on this is a legit threat. So, do we like to play this card? Maybe we do. Maybe there is gonna be enough connives where you can actually make this a legit threat, so yeah. Okay. I guess it depends on the rest of the cards, but if it stays as a 3 mana 3/2 most of the time, I'm not excited about this. Look at the curve, exactly, yeah. Atlantis attack, 7 mana, teamwork 4, choose 1. If this spell was cast using teamwork, choose both. Target player creates a 6/5 Leviathan hexproof creature token. Return 1 or more to target non-land permanents to their owner's hand. Wow. So legit you do wanna cast this always with a teamwork. You could actually bounce your own stuff as well, which ain't bad. But 7 mana 6/5 hexproof with bounce 2. I don't know if you can keep on returning this spell to their hand. If there is like a creature that does return instant and sorcery, I don't mind this at all. I don't think it's that much exciting, a 7 mana 6/5. We got a teamwork for the bounce 2. Since I think the 7 mana is expensive. But if the set is slow, this might be just really strong. Hexproof token is really good as well, so yeah. We will have to see, but first impression I think this card is okay. Maybe it does have some options of being really good, depending on the rest of the cards, but yeah. 4 mana 3/4, other merfolks you control get +1. Whenever 1 or more merfolk you control attacks a player, draw a card. Interesting. Have you seen a lot of merfolk? Oh, actually, this one works well with this one. That's kind of sick. Okay, we haven't seen many merfolks, but a 4-drop works with a 3-drop. If there is even more merfolks, I don't care. I don't hate this at all. I mean, a lord that does have an option of drawing you cards seems pretty decent. We will see. So far, I guess we don't see many merfolks, but we will check on the few other cards. But on first, it does seem really good. 2 mana 1/3, put 1 counter on this creature and draw 2 cards. So it is 6 mana, let's rate it as that. 6 mana, a 2/4 that does draw 2 cards. Early on blocker if you need it, and then it can draw you 2 cards for 6. Okay, later in the game, do you care about playing a 6-drop that's a 2/4 that does draw 2 cards? Most likely not, I think you could do better on that. But if you care about surviving, 2 mana 1/3 blocker, I mean it's okay. Not gonna stop a lot. Later on this ability. I don't know, I'm not really excited about this, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this card is gonna be good. But I'm not excited about 6 mana. Like, if you play it in a moment, you can power up it. For a 2/4 draw 2. I'm assuming you can do better with a 6 mana at that moment. And as a 2-drop, with a late round threat of activation, I don't know. Might be a fine 2-drop. That is true, Anon, that's a good point. It is an instant speed ability, so if you get to 6 mana, you can actually just use this. So yeah, maybe that's the benefit of this card. Or as a benefit of power up, because it's instant speed. True. Okay, 1 blue, draw X cards, activate only as a sorcery, and then it transforms for totally different mana. Okay, let's rate it as this. 1 mana, 1/1. For 2 mana, you draw 1 card. For 4, you draw 2, and on. It is activated only as a sorcery, thank God. But still, like, playing a 1-drop and then turn 2 choosing to draw a card while not developing the board might not be as bad. And then let's see what it flips into. A Hulk, okay. Reach Trample. Whenever the Hulk is dealt damage, put a 1/1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him, and there is an additional combat phase after this one. Oh my god. Okay, if you flip, he seems really good. An unblockable creature, right? Because if you cannot kill him, you cannot block him. Okay. I would say that this is not as strong as other mythics we have seen, but because I don't know if this is gonna be as easy, but you can just play Gruul, right? You can just look at this as 6 mana Gruul, right? If I recall, you don't need to play the blue side. You can just like slam the 6 mana one. So yeah, 6 mana 8/8 with this ability. An amazing blocker because it has reach as well. Yeah. Deep Power, 3 mana. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets an attacking creature. Target creature gets -4/-0 until end of the turn. Draw a card. I don't hate this combo trick. For 1 blue, -4/-0, draw a card. And then on your attacks it works as well. For 3? This seems really strong. As a trick. Especially if you can like make it work. You can even target your stuff as well on the attacks, or maybe triggering the cards that do say when you cast a spell that does target it. This seems interesting. I like this trick. 3 mana 1/4. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control from a creature source. You may choose new targets for the copy. So I guess this one works well with a 4-drop in white that makes creatures, that does return permanents. I mean, this is too hard to figure out how good it is. Like, you gotta see like every creature that has activated or triggered ability, and then it just makes this one better or worse. It's 1 mana. So what have we seen? In white we have seen a tap a creature for activated, +1/0 and gain a life. We have seen triggered ability that do make tokens. I don't know. I feel like there is a lot of activated and triggered ability, so this one will just be a fun one to figure out how to make it as good as you can. I don't hate the 3 mana 1/4 with this ability. I think it can actually work. 5 mana 3/4. When Falcon enters, create a Red Wing, a legendary 1/1 blue bird scout creature token with flying. And whenever a Red Wing attacks, surveil 1. Okay, so this is a 5-drop that does give you 2 bodies on it. I mean, I don't hate a creature that does give you 2 bodies, but it is a legendary token. You cannot be flickering this one to like keep on getting it. Or keep on casting them more. It just seems okay. I don't know. Nothing exciting on me from what I can see at this moment. On this one, so yeah. 2 mana equipment, I would assume it gives flying, it does, and ward, and it does attach at the moment you play it. Interesting. So 2 mana equipment that does give your creature flying and ward 1, and then it moves for 3. I don't hate this one. You can be aggressive, this is pretty good equipment to have. The ward one might be a big part of the card. And yet again, it is expensive equip, but the fact that you don't need to pay for the first time ain't bad. And then later on, you're just gonna have this mana, right? To move it around. So I think I like this. 3 mana, enchant a creature, tap enchanted creature loses all abilities and can't become untapped. Okay. A removal in blue. It does stay on the board, the creature. But it doesn't have any abilities. Okay. I don't hate the removal. If you don't have better, you're gonna play this. Sucks that this does not have flash or something. I would really like if it did. Would it be busted? I don't think it would. But in past, like, blue enchantments did have flash. Though this one doesn't, so it's like a sorcery speed removal. 2 mana, when this enters, draw a card. Sacrifice this artifact, draw 2 cards. Pretty expensive for draw 1, but then you can draw more. So for 6 mana, you can get 3 cards. I don't know, we haven't seen any art. There is a lot of artifacts. I'm assuming there is gonna be artifact payoff. 2 mana, draw a card. Okay, then you can sack it to draw more. Okay. But I wanna see something more with this. Or some more benefits towards this. 4 mana, 3/2, flash flying. When this creature enters, choose 1. Tap target non-land permanent. Untap target non-land permanent. Okay. I don't mind flash flyers. Tap on tap abilities are nice for tempo purposes, especially if you're racing. This one can be really annoying, since it does take an attacker away when you play it. Or when somebody plays it against you, they are gonna take your attacker. Or they might ambush you. Tap target or it can even untap a land of your own. So it can be a 3 mana if you can double spell, which is interesting. I don't mind this. Seems cool. 2 mana, 2/3, add blue. This mana can be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. Okay, for artifacts decks, sure. Stats are great. A dork, I like it. This mana can be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. This mana can be used to power up, right? Which is cool. It does say non-land? Oh, it does say non-land. Okay, scratch that, I'm wrong. They did think about it. They did think about it. I guess yet again, tapping a land. But I don't understand this. Why did they put a white creature that can tap lands? But then on the blue one, they are like, no, blue cannot tap lands. That would be cheating. I don't understand that. I like this one. If there is artifacts or power-up deck, I think this one is good, right? You can use this mana for power-ups. Can be spent to cast a non-artifact. But it can be used for activating abilities and other parts, so yeah. Seems like really good to drop. 3 mana, okay, is this like a card we have seen every time in every set? Oh, now it does here in flying, okay. Sure. I don't know. We have seen iterations of these cards many times. They were always okay. But then yet again, they're always telegraphed as well. This time it does give flying as well. Okay. So, I guess we will see how this one plays. 3 mana, 2/2. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Reveal the top card of your library. If it is an artifact card, draw a card. For artifact matters, why not? Why not? I like it. Flying Vigilance, 2/2. Possibly drawing you cards. I love this card. I like it. Okay. So I guess there is an artifact matter deck. There is an improvise one. Non-creature spells you cast have improvise. A 5 mana 3/4. It is a rare flying. Seems good. 5 mana 3/4 flyer, and then it can give your other spells improvise. You can play this what? Can you play this like turn 3? I think you can. There is a 1-drop artifact into 2-drop. So you could play this as soon as turn 3. Three mana 2/2 enters, return up to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent to its owner's hand. Whenever another non-land permanent you control is returned to its owner's hand, you put a counter on this one. Sure. I guess you can play the 2 mana artifact that does draw a card into this and grow this one. Not bad. You can bounce opponent stuff. Mana War with flying. It does seem strong. Kang the Conqueror, 4 mana 4/5, flying. Put a counter on Kang, take an extra 10 after this one. What? During that turn, power-up abilities can be activated. Oh no! I cannot use my power-ups, but I just get an extra turn with a 5/6 flyer, huh? And even not, like 4 mana 4/5 flyer. What is happening? Oh man, I don't know. I hope removals are gonna be good so you don't feel like this mythic rares are gonna destroy the limited experience, but like even if there wasn't an extra 10, 4 mana 4/5 flying is already great for the stats. Card needs hexproof. Okay, no please. No please. This is a commander set? In which way? Kid Loki, 1 mana 1/1. Each creature you control that you've put one or more 1/1 counters on this. Wait. Each creature you control that you've put one or more counters on this turn has hexproof. Okay. So if you put a counter on a creature, it gains hexproof. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on Kid Loki. Okay. With Kunai, with the other cards we have seen. If there is a way of putting just a counter at instant speed, you get everything hexproof. Interesting. And it works on each creature, wow. Seems like a good 1-drop. I like this one a lot. Leader Super Genius, 4 mana 1/3. If a creature you control would connive, instead you draw a card, then that creature connives. Huh? Okay, so if a creature connives, you get a free card, then you connive. Okay, so it's anytime you would connive, draw additional cards, sure. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control connives. Wow. Wow. This is mega annoying. The fact that it does do it at the moment it does enter is so bad. Nice, this is really strong. 2 mana 2/1. Whenever a player or permanent becomes the target of an ability you control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So this with the Mana War we have seen and other cards while curving out just gives you draw. Okay. And it is whenever a permanent becomes target, so you don't need to target opponent stuff. Even if you target your stuff, you get a trigger of this guy. Seems really good. 4 mana 2/4 reach. Whenever one or more tokens you control enter, you may draw a card. Have we seen many with tokens in blue? We have seen in white, I guess blue-white with this. Actually, it works with the white one, right? The white one has a 2/5 that makes tokens and then you draw cards. I always feel like these cards are tricky to raid because like I don't see yet the obvious like how you want to make the deck with this one. But I guess if you have a lot of tokens, you don't mind playing this one. 3 mana 1/4, okay. Vigilance Reach, you have no maximum hand size, okay. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. Until end of turn, this one gains power and equal to the number of cards in your hand. Okay. Vigilance Reach. Anytime you cast a spell that can target this, you draw a card. Seems really good. Is blue supposed to play like 50 cards? Because like every blue card so far is like, hey, draw a card, draw a card, draw a card. Are you gonna mill out? Oh man, this one seems really good. It even works on opponent's turn as well. I like this. 7 mana. For each non-token creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it isn't legendary. I mean, this is a classical go big or go home spell. Like, if you have a board and you get something big, it's awesome. But when you're behind, is this gonna save you? I don't know. It is cool that you can copy legendaries and that they're not gonna, like, go for legendary rule, right? I mean, we have seen ways of, like, making the game go longer, I guess. So maybe this is just gonna be a great finisher. But yeah. 3 mana, star and a 4. Numbers power is equal to the number of merfolks you control. I was not paying attention on how many cards were merfolks, but okay. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with 1 or more blue mana symbols in its mana cost, create that many 1/1 blue merfolk creature tokens. Aha. Aha. So you have a card that keeps on making creatures. It's a flyer that does have a lot of power. At least a 3 mana 1/4 flyer, which is okay. Even if it was always 1/4 with this ability, I think you would be super happy. But it's not a 1/4, it keeps on growing as well. Aha. I hate this card. Of course it can get out of hand. A lot of blue spells we have seen were like, hey, draw a card, trick, draw a card. So yeah. Pim particles blue. Target creature gains vigilance until end of turn and can be blocked this turn. Draw a card. It feels like blue-white does have a lot of cards or tricks that can target your creatures. But yeah, if you care about playing this card, I think it is gonna be okay. Overall, I don't like cards like this. But though this one, comparing to the, let's say, older versions, does say creature cannot be blocked, which is great, and it does give vigilance. So it's not a bad finisher as well, which I guess makes this one better. Like, of course you're gonna play this if you care about casting spells on your creatures or targeting. I guess for the draw 2 mechanic. But I guess this one does have that moment, hey, I can just end the game with this card. So, might be better than I'm rating it. But I always hate cards like, hey, I cast this, let's see if it resolves. If it doesn't, you 2-for-1 yourself. I don't like cards like that, but it is 1 blue. I think it's possible making this one work easily. Rewrite the history, 3 mana enchantment. It is a plan. I guess there is going to be reasoning for plan. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control become tapped, draw a card, then discard the card, and put a plan counter on this enchantment. When the 4th plan counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it. When you do, return up to 2 target instant or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. This is a possible way of returning the big spell we have seen. It's not bad to have a way of draw and discarding. It works well with the teamwork cards, right? Because that's a way of tapping your stuff. I don't know. It is a 2-for-1, a slow 2-for-1, but it might happen. And we have seen instant sorceries that are not bad. And it's not that you're not doing anything. You're gonna go through 4 cards, right, with this ability, at least. You could possibly do more, right? While the 4th plan trigger is on the stack, you could maybe tap away a creature. Works pretty decent. Wait. I wanna see this. Dude. So works well with this, right? Because you can tap this one. Where was the 1/4? Copy target activity trigger ability you control from a creature source. Okay, it cannot copy the enchantment source. Lucky us. I don't know, I think this is a cool build around. I like the idea of this. We have seen a big blue spell. I think that one, if you keep on returning, it's sick. I like this one. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be excited on trying it out. Seems too slow. I don't know, if you play it with tapped creatures, you can easily get this one to happen. Like, we have seen a blue dork that you can just tap, like, float them on and you get a trigger. Going to the deck is not bad, and this is always gonna be a 2-for-1 for instant and sorceries. I think it's pretty easy to get this 2-4 really fast. It does not impact the board by the moment you play it, but you can just draft the deck towards this, right? A removals, and this is a payoff. I don't hate it. Enchanted creature you control, exile up to one target creature other than enchanted creature until aura leaves the battlefield. Wait, again. When this enters, exile up to one target creature other than enchanted creature until this. Okay, so it's a removal. Enchanted creature becomes a copy of that creature until this leaves the battlefield and has War 2. Wow. Wow. So you can make a token become a copy of their big spell or big creature. Wow. Strong removal. This is a really strong removal. 3 mana 2/2. When enters, create a 1/1 soldier. I like this. Artifact as well, for what it matters. Nice. Shield flying car. 3 mana 3/3. When enters, it does have flash, flying. I think everything has flying in this set. When this enters, exile up to one target creature you control, return to the battlefield under its own control at the beginning of the next end step. Nice. Flickering to protect, and then you get a 3/3 flying vehicle. With a crew. Crew actually might matter with a blue enchantment we have seen, way of tapping your stuff. Actually, this one alone can trigger this one easily, right? Since you can keep on crewing the crewed vehicle. That's cool. I like this rare. 2 mana 2/1. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Okay. Target artifact you control becomes a copy of a second target artifact you control until end of the turn, except it isn't a legendary. Activate only as a source. Man, I have a brain stroke while reading this. Okay, so artifact I control becomes a copy of a second artifact I control until the end of the turn, except it's not a legendary, and I gotta cast it on sorcery. Okay, 2 mana 2/1. Artifacts cost cheaper. Great. This one, figure it out. But I think this one is good. I don't remember quickly. I think vehicles are able on crewing themselves, but I don't take my words for granted. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I guess you can just like Google the rule of the vehicle and crew. Okay, can be blocked if her power is 1 or less. Okay, power up. So this is a 1/1 unblockable. And then put an X1/1 counters on this. So you attack, go through block phase, they cannot block it, and then just grow it. Cool. I don't see bigger upsides towards playing this, but you can legit look at this one as what? A blue and an X creature later in the game, right? Since the power up costs less because we played a blue. I guess it is always a blue X creature later in the game. I don't know, I don't mind this one. A good finisher at least. Super Intelligence. Enchant a creature for 1 blue. Okay, let's see what this says. At the beginning of the upkeep of that enchanted creature's controller, that player draws a card. Okay. How are you gonna make this work? How are you gonna make this work? We have seen some hexproof cards and indestructible. But is it worth to draft this towards that, huh? I think this is good with prowess. It's good with the cards that we have seen that do say, hey, when you cast a spell that targets my creature, do something more. Since in those decks you're gonna be playing like hexproof, indestructible tricks and so on. So I don't like this idea on trying to make it work. I think that this should be wheeling during the draft. Not a lot of players or drafters are gonna be interested in making this work. So maybe this is a card that can wheel and you can like try to make it as best as possible. To be fair, if you put this on a token, you make a token have to be killed. So it's always a card for a card if you have 1/1 tokens running around, right? Because a token is not a real card. I mean, it can be in some points of the game. But if you equip this on your token, they gotta kill the token. And that's actually pretty big. Super interested on trying this card. Super Suit. 2 blue. Flash. Enters. Hexproof? No. Attach it to target creature you control, untap that creature. It gets +1/+2. I'm not sure about this one. I usually did not like this combat tricks equipment. But it might not be bad. This one does not trigger your cards that do say when you cast a spell that targets one of your stuff, right? Because this targets only when it enters. I mean, I guess there are gonna be decks that are gonna be interested on this, but so far I'm not excited about this. Thirst of Knowledge, a reprint. It was always okay, right? It is an instant, a pretty good one. I don't hate this. Tony Stark, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. 2 mana, 1/3. For 1, it looks at 4 cards and you put an artifact. So it keeps on drawing you cards. Or like finding you cards. Sure. Front side seems okay. Good. 6 mana, 5/4. 5/5. Flying Haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. If it is an equipment, attach it to the Invincible Iron Man. Flying Haste 5/5 that can put another artifact. We haven't seen anything big as an artifact. I think we have seen the 4-drop, the biggest as artifact. I'm not sure which side you're more excited on playing. I mean, of course, if you're ending the game, this seems amazing. Or like if there is like big artifacts you can cheat in this way. But I like this side as well. Seems good. Tricksters. Something, I cannot read this word. 4 mana. The owner of target creature an opponent controls. The owner of target creature an opponent controls puts it into their library second from the top or bottom. Then up to 1 target creature you control connives. Cool. I like this one. Glad that it is not an instant. It would be super annoying. But I like that you can get a connive with this. And it seems like the set cares about it. Strategy, but with gem at the end. Stratagem. Stratagem, okay. So Trickster's Stratagem. Interesting. I don't know. See, we have seen like draw 2 mechanic. It seems like okay card to play on curve while growing your creature. I don't know. I think this one will be okay. Teamwork 2. Counter target spell unless it pay 2. Counter target spell unless they play 4 instead. I mean, we have seen a reasoning for the teamwork. I don't mind this counter spell. Paying 4 is like most of the time making this counter spell. It is an arcane. I guess there might be a reasoning for it, but yeah. It seems good. 5 mana, 4/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile another non-land, non-token permanent. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. 5 mana, 4/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile another target non-land, non-token permanent. I mean, seems good. Flickering your stuff. You can flicker opponent's stuff as well. I don't know why this one I'm having a hard time like understanding the words, but yeah. I like this one. Seems pretty good for a 5-drop flyer. Ability of it is really nice. Glad it does say another, so you cannot protect itself. It would be so annoying. I mean, because superheroes, right? Easy. I mean, flying doesn't matter. This is not a mechanic if every creature has flying. Right? You can just take it off. If everything has flying in the set, nothing has flying. That's the thing. 2 mana, 2/1. When the Wondrous Wasp enters, tap up to 1 target creature. It loses all abilities for as long as the Wondrous Wasp remains on the battlefield. Great. Just a great 2 mana creature. A tempo card that makes it something lose all the abilities. Pretty good. Okay, we are at black. How do I feel about blue? Impression about the blue. Everything does draw a card. Removal. Trickster card. I guess that is not a removal, but it's okay. Tempo card. And the blue enchantment removal, which feels whatever. A good counter spell. And just a lot of combat tricks. So far, I think the blue-white pair together does seem really good. And yeah, the rares and mythics do seem strong as well. The Kunai ones we have seen, yeah. Let's keep it up. Agent of Hydra, 2 mana, 1/1. When this does die, make a 2/1 villain. I don't hate this. If there are gonna be spells that are like, hey, as additional cost, sacrifice a creature, bam, there we go, a great one. A token with menace, interesting. I don't know, I like the 2-drop. 3 mana, created to tap 2/1 villain with menace, activate only if there are 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard. Cool. So 3-drop that can keep on making your creatures. I think this part is gonna be relatively easy. Maybe not as the early game stages, but later on for sure. Like the 3-drop. Especially if the set is slow and there is a lot of spots where you can just go through the late game. 2/1 menacers looks great. 3 mana, 3/3. Whenever you cast a black spell from your hand, Baron, Helmut, Zemo, Connives. Okay. Boast. Exile any number of black cards from your graveyard with 15 or more black mana symbols among their mana cost. Copy those exile cards. You may cast up to 3 of the copies without paying their mana cost. Wait. Okay. Casting black cards. Connives. Sure. You need 15 or more black mana symbols. That reads, I would assume close to like at least 11 plus cards. There are gonna be some cards that are like multiple black, right? And then you may cast up to 3 of the copies without paying their mana cost. What about the rest? Can I cast the rest by paying? Or I'm just allowed to cast 3 without paying. I mean, still, like, if you can cast this for triple black, just whenever you cast a black spell, connive seems great. This is possibly just an upside towards it. How legit is to cast this is a question. If you cast a turn 3, great, but I guess you want to be casting it maybe later on. So you get a connives and just grow it out of removal range. I mean, I will have to draft this one once at least and try it out. No way you can pull off the boast. If there is a lot of cards that do have double black and you can maybe be monocolor, I see it being possible. 3 mana, villain spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever another villain you control enters, you may have it connive. Do this only once each turn. Okay. Villains are cheaper. They enter with a connive. I like it. I guess black is gonna be all about the villains, but then we have a hero. Black Widow Super Spy. Aha, it's a spy between the villains, I see. Whenever Black Widow deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You put a counter on the Black Widow. If you don't, you may cast the exile non-land card until end of the turn, and you may spend mana of any type can be spent to cast the spell. Amazing. I mean, 2 mana. It's not the Ragavan, but it's still great for limited environment. You can cast their 3-drop possibly, or you're just gonna keep on growing this. I like it. Okay, another plan. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/1 black villain with a menace and put a plan counter on this enchantment. Whenever the 7th plan counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it. When you do, you control target opponent during their next turn. Isn't this just like, okay, scratch this part. 3 mana, every time I draw a second card, make a 2/1 villain. Busted? You get 7 2/1 tokens if you make your draft deck around this card. This is just good. Like, this is most likely you're gonna win the game, right? You're gonna tap everything they control, tap their mana, use their removals on their creatures, and so on. But yeah, this seems really strong. Glad it is rare. 4 mana 3/3. Whenever another villain you control enters, put a counter on the crossbone. He deals 2 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only once each turn. Not bad. Whenever another villain you control enters, put 1 counter on crossbone. He deals 2 damage to each opponent. So the growing part only happens once, right? Not a damage part. Like, you cannot play like 2 villains and get 2 counters but only deal the 2 damage once. I think the whole text is only once. Still, a 4 mana 3/3, Death Touch, relevant ability. I don't hate it. Seems okay. A teamwork of 2. Exile target creature with mana value 3 or less. If this spell was cast using teamwork, instead exile target creature and you gain 3 life. Wow. A clean removal. Glad it is a sorcery, but you get a removal that gives you gain the life part. It is sorcery, but it is exile. Does deal with the indestructible cards we have seen. I like this removal a lot. Dark Deeds, 2 mana, -4/-4 for 2. Great. It doesn't kill the 5/5 indestructibles, but still kills, I'm assuming, a lot of portion of the set. Great. Removal in black so far seems amazing. Decoy Ploy, 2 mana, choose one or both. Returning a villain to your hand or return a hero to your hand. Okay, can be a 2-for-1. If you have big bombs you want to be returning, this seems super efficient. It is an instant as well. Love it. 6 mana, 3/3. Interesting. Enters, create 2 3/3 villains, okay, named Doombot. As long as you control an artifact, creature, or a plan, Dr. Doom has indestructible. Okay. So as long as I have them, this one is indestructible. At beginning of your end step, you draw a card and lose a life. Wow. Wow. You cast this, you most likely won the game. If the game is long. Or even if it is not long, you get what? 6 mana, 9 stats? And then if they kill this somehow, you can just return it and recast it? If you flicker it, it's broken? Wow, okay. Again, I'm glad it is a mythic. Another plan, okay. I guess black does have 2 plans, but both of them are rare. Whenever a villain you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Put a plan counter on this. Okay, so far this, okay-ish. When the 5th plan counter is put on this enchantment, you sack it. When you do, target opponent exiles the top 5 cards of their library. You may cast up to 2 spells from among them, among the exile card without paying their mana cost. Okay, so it is a 2 mana. If you get to cast 5 villains, you gain 5, opponent loses 5. And then out of 5 cards, you get to cast 2 for free. I think this is good. I mean, all the cards that feel like there can be a build around are nice. Let's see this. The 2-drop we have seen, he's a villain and he makes a villain. So this one is contributing by 2 to both of the plans. Actually, no, the other plan is the draw one. I think this is good. I think you would want to try to draft this and make it as best as it can be. Maybe not the best stop deck later in the game, but it feels like you could still keep on like getting random villains out of nowhere. We have seen the 3-drop that can make them, and some other cards. Sneak. Okay, we do have ninjutsu, but it is the TMNT one. When enters, destroy target creature an opponent controls with power 3 or less. Wow. Wow. And even for the sneak. Amazing. 4 mana 3/4. Whenever this one attacks, you may pay 4. When you do, return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking with a finality counter on it. The Grim Reaper. Okay. This one cannot attack. If it does, it's super annoying. But I guess there is a downside to this, right? Because if you're attacking and you're paying 4, you most likely are not gonna have mana for a combat trick. So you can just block this one and then deal with a finality creature. It has to be something really strong to make this ability so good. I mean, it's still a good card. I think this is a card that has to die. It has like a good ability. But you gotta decide at the moment you attack. You cannot like wait a decision, right? Wait for them to block and then be like, hey, I pay 4, return this, it doesn't need to attack. Interesting 4-drop. 4 mana, Hour of Defeat, destroy target creature, surveil 1. Clean. 4 mana clean removal, instant, destroying. It's not an exile. I would like it more to be an exile, with how many indestructible things we have seen. Or rares. But yeah. Seems good. Black removal seems the best so far, but I think it was the case in past as well. When this enters, target opponent discards 2. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh, that's cool. So black-white attack alone type of deck? Actually, that's a good point. This one is really good to attack alone, right? Gets all the benefits from attack alone, and then you can just do this. I never did like this discard 2 type of cards, but this part makes me maybe interested on trying to make a deck towards it. If you have like 2 or 3 running around with this, it's pretty sick. Definitely gonna be interested on like drafting this and trying it out. Like black-white attack alone, huh? Imagine you have 2 of this on the board. Can they win that? They're not gonna have a hand because you play 2 of this. Interested to see. I mean, it doesn't impact the board that much for 4, but I don't know. Maybe you can make a deck around it. 3 mana 3/2. When this creature enters, create a tap 2/1 villain creature token with menace if there are 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard. Otherwise, mill 2 cards. Okay. I was like, why do we have a 3-2 that makes a 2-1 when it enters? There is a drawback, but is it a drawback? I feel like this is like easy to make it work. Maybe not the easiest on the curve, but we will see. Maybe there is a possibility of this one entering turn 3 and making a 2-1. Lifelink, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw a card. Okay. I like this one. I mean, it doesn't tap, it can use it immediately. It can sacrifice itself as well. Lifelink on it ain't bad. I think it's a good one. 3 mana 2/2. When it enters, target player reveals a number of cards from their hand equal to 1 plus the number of creature cards in your graveyard. You choose one of them. That player discards that card. Nice. Three mana that does discard. Early on, I guess you're not gonna have many cards. Though you might not be able to playing this one on curve, right? Since you might not have a creature. Which might be a drawback. I don't know. I'm gonna be interested in trying it out, seeing how it plays. It does feel awkward on the curve, right? Because you might not just have creatures in graveyard. But yeah. 5 mana 3/2 enters, she connives. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/1. Great. Love it. I just live everything that can just keep on like having passive ability, and this is like what? 5 mana, 3/2 at least, can be a 4/3, and you get a 2/1. And then you have this ability. Just great. You discard one anyway, you choose one of them. That player discards that card. So if you play this for 3, wait. Equal to 1 plus. Oh, you're right. It is always a discard. I did misread it. Classical thing when you're looking at one set or a new set, you're gonna misread something. You're right, this always discards a card. Makes it better. Love this. Let's see this. 6 mana 5/6. Other villains you control get a +2/+1. Discard this card, search your library for a plan card, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle. What? What is this? A plan tutor? I mean, you don't even care about plan tutoring. It might be okay that you have it, but other villains you control get +2/+1. That makes all the menacers 4 attacker tokens. Jeez. A pack 1 pick 1 of the format? Seems really strong. 5 mana 2/2. I don't know. Modok. Flying lifelink. Pay 3 life. Connives. Activate only during your turn. Draw a card. Okay, so you can connive many times. Designed only for killing. Creatures your opponent control get -1/-1. So it is a 5 mana 2/2 flying lifelink where you can connive as many as you want, and opponent creatures are getting -1/-1. Sure, I like the 5-drop, seems really good. Glad it is only on your turn. Moonstone Harsh Mistress, 4 mana 2/4, flying, yet again. Everything has flying. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. If you do, until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Really good with the connive. Really good with the connive. Seems great. Is it a hero? No. It is a villain as well. 3 mana 2/2, Death Touch, power up. Each opponent discards a card, put 1/1 counter on this creature. So 3-drop that trades with anything. And then it can be a rat as well for 5. Okay, I don't hate this. Seems okay for the black. 1 mana, 1/2. Return this creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This is a reprint. We have seen this. Have we seen even one reasoning in black for this? This is an artifact. Cards leaving graveyard, no. It's a good connive card, actually. This is always great to actually discard. Other than that, is there any other benefits? Just a good connive, I guess. And an infinite blocker, but a 4 mana for infinite blocker. 2 mana, 1/2, enters, it connives, love it. Great to drop. Really good to drop for the black. 4 mana, a plan. Okay, black has 3 plans. Maybe the other colors did have more plans, but I did not notice. I remember the white one and the blue one, but I don't think the other rares were plans. Whenever one or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, you draw a card, lose 1 life, and put a plant counter on this. When the 3rd plant counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it and create 3 2/2 robots. Okay. Are really good. So it will draw you 3 cards, lose 3 life, but then it gives you 3 robots as well. I like every plant card. This plant cards seem really fun to draft and like play with. Really good with connive. Really good just with trading on board, you get this. It's 3 robots out of nowhere as well, so you could actually have a blockers where they maybe don't expect them. I like this. A Ronin Shadowstalker. Marvel has Ronins as well. Interesting. Okay, pay 2, add 2 mana of 1 color. Spend this only to cast equipment spells or activate equipment abilities. Activate only once each turn. So I guess this one is really good with the blue flash equipment we have seen. Sacrifice an equipment attached to Ronin. Yeah, target creature gets -4. So with the blue one, where I was like, how do you make this blue one? There we go. You pay 2 life and you equip it for free. Activate only once each turn, so you can do it on your turn, then on the opponent's turn. I like this one. Seems like a cool card. Why does that feel odd? Quickly. Roxon Brutes, Menace. Whenever you draw your 2nd card each turn, put a 1 counter on target creature. It has a basic land cycling. Okay. Works well with connive. Grows other cards. Has a basic land cycling. Could put it into graveyard for 2. Sure. Okay, this. There is a black equipment for 2. Enters, attached to target creature you control. It gains indestructible. Nice. Wow. That's a really strong way of protecting this. Seems really well. And it has flash as well. And then it is 1 mana to move around. Pretty good. 4 mana, 4/5. Okay. Should we read this? Let's read it. For 3 mana, you make a 0/4. I don't think you care much about that. For 4 mana, this one gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Okay. For 5 mana, 4 damage to target creature. Okay, I guess. And then target player draws 4 cards. Cool thing with all the basic land cyclings, you could be playing like, you could be splashing for this. The best ability, I guess, the draw 4. Then I guess that the 4 damage might be the 2nd best. But doesn't necessarily mean that this is the best. Maybe the +4/+4 is not bad. So 4 mana, 4/5 flyer, great. And then, depending on which land you splash with it, you can get more. I think the draw is the best. And then I would maybe say the green one. Since I don't think you can do this twice in a turn, right? 10 mana is a lot. Maybe it's not gonna be that hard to be mono black old. There is I think all the black cards we have seen is pretty good. You could maybe decide on trying to be monocolored. 2 mana, 2/2. Whenever another villain you control enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target creature you control. Okay. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, connives. Nice. This one seems great. I like it. Moving the equipment's really cheap. And then getting a connives. Love it. Flash, 4 mana. Whenever a villain you control dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. That creature is a hero in addition to its other types. Okay, so anytime a creature does die, we get it back, but it's a hero then. Cute. It does have flash. I like this. It's not that expensive with 4. And then it can just be the way you wanna play the game, right? It has flash, so you could block and then play this. It seems really good. And all the ETB stuff we have seen and other stuff, nice. I'm glad actually black we haven't seen any card that is like, hey, 1 black, sacrifice a creature, do something more, which would make this card way better, right? And some of the other ones. Too evil to stay dead, 3 mana, teamwork 4. Choose target creature card in your graveyard with mana value 4 or less. If the spell was cast using teamwork, instead choose target creature card in your graveyard. Return the chosen card to the battlefield. So, a reanimate effect. Choose target creature card in your graveyard. Choose target creature card. Okay, so both of the mods are from your graveyard. If you get a teamwork 4, I guess this is a pretty good way of returning the plan, dude. The Lord for villains. Right? Because that one does have a way of putting himself for 2, and then this is a 3 mana 2 way of returning him. It all depends on what cards you have, but this seems really good as well. I don't think teamwork 4, I mean, it seems big, but black creatures and how many tokens you can make, it feels like it is possible. 4 mana 3/2 flying power up. Return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. You put 2 1 counters on this creature. 7 mana, a 5/4 flyer that returns a creature. If not, 4 mana 3/2 flyer. I don't think this ability is that amazing. For a 7 mana creature, right? 4 mana creature that's a 3/2 flyer and then can do this. If it was returning to battlefield, it would be way better. But I'm not sure this is like fast enough. 7 mana to return to your hand. You get a flyer and everything. I guess if the set is slow, this can be good, but if it is aggressive, I don't know. 4 mana 3/2 flyer, nothing exciting. 3 mana, cost 1 less if you control a villain, so it's 2 mana. You draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Not bad. If you do need a way of drawing, and you can actually this way trigger the draw 2 mechanic on the opponent's turn as well, which is cool. Don't hate this. 1 mana, enters tapped. When it attacks, if he is equipped, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, and X is the number of equipped attached to him. Cool. For the equipment matter decks. I'm glad he does not have menace or something like that. But the 1 mana 2/2, just good. 2 mana, teamwork 3, choose 1. If this spell was cast using teamwork, choose board instead. Target creature gains death touch until end of turn. Target creature gets -2/-2. Interesting removal. So you can kill a thing and you can kill another thing by giving that touch to something else. I don't mind this. A yellow jacket. 2 mana 1/2 flying, no flash. Whenever another villain you control enters, this one gets +1/+1 till end of the turn and lifelink. Do we care about this? I mean, it could possibly be a big flyer attacking with lifelink. I can see easily you get like 3 tokens with some of the other black cards, and then it does have lifelink. So let's rate it as this. I think most of the time it's gonna be a 2 mana, an attacker, that it is a 2/2 with flying lifelink, which is really strong. And if that's the case, we like the card. And I think it is the case. I think this is, if the deck is drafted correctly, this should be a 2 mana 2/2 lifelink creature. So yeah, I like this one. We are here in red. Okay, small break, guys. Stretching the legs. I think we're halfway there. We have... What we have? Red, green, and then golden cards. So yeah, be right back. Oh. Okay. Let's keep on going. Avengers disassembled 3 mana, choose one or both. It deals 3 damage to each creature, destroy target land, its controller may search their library for a basic land, put onto battlefield tapped and shuffle. Okay, board wipe in red, and I guess it can help you splash. Maybe some weird cases you're gonna be interested in killing opponent's land. You did like figure out that they are splashing 1 basic. But yeah, okay, a board wipe in red, don't hate it. Okay, this is a reprint. +3/+1, then you get a top card and you may play it. Combat trick, sure. I'm usually not excited about this, but I don't wanna like say anything about it because we gotta see the other cards. Crimson Imperative, 4 mana, 3/2, prowess. When this enters, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Okay. A 4 mana that kinda does draw a card if you can cast it or play it. You may play that card until the end of your next turn. So you have this turn and the next one, right? Doesn't seem bad. 4 mana creature. Artifact as well for what it might matter. Yeah, I think this one is looking okay. Let's see the red plan. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a tapped treasure token and put a plant counter on this. When the 4th plant counter is put on this enchantment, sacrifice it, deals 7 damage, divided as your choice among 1 or 2 targets. So it is a delayed removal, but it could kill 2 things. And along the way it will make treasures. Again, I don't hate this plan as well. I think it can work. I think this one can work as well. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, it can go face as well. That's actually a big point. You have like 2 or 3 of this in the deck. It can be your win con. Maybe you don't need creatures, just spells and like play this. You have a way of returning this. Interesting card. All the plans I'm gonna be excited on trying out. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. If you control a villain with a greater mana value, then that creature gain control of the creature until the end of your next turn instead. Okay. Untap that creature, it gains haste until end of the turn. I'm really glad that they did not put like 1 black sacrifice a creature removal. This time we do have Act of Treason, but you can get that creature for 2 turns if you did understand. Yeah. Cool trick, cool finisher, right? Especially because you can get that creature for 2 turns. I don't know, we will see the rest, but I guess if there is a super aggressive deck, you would not hate playing this. 4 mana 3/5. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets an artifact or a land, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Put 2 1/1 counters on Fin Fang Foam. Okay. So you need the spells that can target artifacts. This one grows and you get a copy. Doesn't seem bad. 4 mana 3/5 flyer. Already good. Seems good. 2 mana 2/2. For a strike reach. Whenever Hawkeye becomes tapped, you may pay 1 up to 3 Up to 3 times. When you do, choose up to that many. Target creature can block this turn. Deals 2 damage to target player. Wow. Discard a card and draw a card. Isn't this a bit pushed? You can deal 6 damage if you have 3 mana. And it has first strike reach. Wait. You can choose the same mod or you cannot. Maybe I did misread this. Whenever Hawkeye becomes tapped, you may pave up to 3 times. When you do, choose up to that many. Okay, you cannot. Can you choose this many? 3 times this? It doesn't say choose different. I think you can. And it's only when it becomes tapped. You don't even need to attack. Man, this is strong. This is a really good 2-drop. Pretty sure it's only 1 ability per mana, but it would say choose different mods or something like that. I mean, I guess we will have to see, but even if you don't have an option of choosing the same one, all 3 are really good. Though discard draw is a bit worse, you would want draw then discard, but I guess there has to be a bit of a downside towards the card. 4 mana 2/4. If a source you control will deal non-combat damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, instead it deals that much damage plus X when X is the Hawkeye's power. Okay. Makes everything that does deal damage stronger by 2 or maybe a bit more. Discard a card and draw a card? Yes. You can. It's same as Fear of Missing Out. It's not like if you did this card, draw a card. Doesn't seem bad. Seems really good with this plan. You can have 2 different targets and they take X more. Doesn't seem bad. Equipped creature gets +1. When equipped creature becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So Hawkeye Bow with this is 4 damage to opponent. Wow. Isn't this like a really strong 2-card combo? Back to back? I feel like it is. If you have 2 of this, you just won the game on this one and you attacked. 2 separated triggers, and both of them deal a Lava X. Okay. Hex Magic. Exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. Until the end of your next turn, you may play cards exiled this way. A weird draw spell. But it does rebuy your hand. I mean, if you have lands and stuff, like, it doesn't seem like a bad draw. I feel like this one might be okay as a draw card for red. You can play all the cards you did exile, and then you just get a refill. Hey Yared, how you doing? We're doing a set review at the moment. I don't know, I don't hate this. Of course, you don't want to be playing it on curve. But it feels like a really good refill for red. So yeah. Kyra Crew, 3 mana. Create a 2/1 black villain creature token with menace. Then, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Interesting. So this is a 3 mana flash 2/1, which is a 3/1 on the blocks. And then it is Overrun ability, good for blockers. 3 mana 2/1 villain token, I don't think you're excited about it. But then for the blocking part, it might be good. I'm glad that this token, it doesn't say creatures gain haste or something like that. It would be annoying. I guess depends on how good you're going wide. If you are, maybe this is just gonna be good enough. Hulk Smash, Teamwork 4, choose 1. If this spell was cast using Teamwork, choose both. Destroy target non-creature artifact. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Sure. I think both of the mods can happen. It is an instant. It is a bite in red. Why do we get a bite in red? That is odd. But yeah, seems like a good removal. Human Torch. Whenever you draw a card, if you control another hero, Human Torch deals 1 damage to target opponent. Put 3 counters on Human Torch. So good with the connive. Good with the other card that we have seen. This one, right? Because it does say Lightning X. Anytime you draw... Not Lightning X. Lightning Bolt. Anytime you draw a second card. A 3 mana 2/2 flyer with an upside. I don't hate it. 2 mana 1/3. Whenever another villain and or artifact you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to target opponent. Man, the more and more I'm looking at red cards, the more and more this is busted. This just seems like a pack one pick one of the format. Since like everything in red is just like dealing damage and then you're just like growing it by 2. And you can just easily end the game. 3 mana 2/3. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, Iron Fist gains. Iron Fist deals damage equal to his power to any target until end of turn. Great. A 3 mana 2/3 that can be a removal. Goes well with the other uncommon we have seen. Question is how many spells we're gonna have that can target a creature we control, but yeah. I don't hate this. Put a stun counter on Jessica Jones, exile the top X cards of your library. When X is Jessica Jones' power, you may play those cards this turn. Okay, let's put a stun counter on her. But it can give us a weird way of card advantage. For a 3-drop, I don't think this is bad. I mean, it is a card, like I said, if opponent has to kill it, it makes it a bit better. It doesn't synergize well with the other red cards, but standalone it is a good card advantage. Though you gotta play them this turn. You don't have that. You can play them until the next turn, and it's not the best ability to use on opponent's turn, right? So yeah, it is an interesting one. I think we will see on how it plays, but I don't think it's gonna be that bad. 2 mana 2/2. When it enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Great. Discard, draw, or sack for draw. I think there are gonna be things you can do for both, so yeah, I like this one. 5 mana, 5/5 reach, basic land cycling, artifact. I think this one seems like a worst one, but I don't know, reach might matter, everything has flying. Solid stats, artifact, finds any land. Overall, I think land cyclists can always be played. Question is how many, if you play them, you can consider for cutting a land. Maybe if you have like 3 land cyclers, you can cut a land, or 2, depending on how your mana seems or where your mana ends, but yeah. Lightning Strike, great. Locky, when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to Locky's power, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay. So if you cast a 2 mana card, you copy it like a Lightning Strike. Good. And then you can grow him. I don't mind this one. Seems really good. There is a lot of good instant and sorceries you can be copying with this one. And there are equipments that you can just equip to grow this guy's power, so yeah. I like it. 3 mana 2/2 trample. Whenever another artifact you control enters, put 1 counter on this creature. So luckily for us, it doesn't grow on itself. But there is a lot of artifacts. We have seen in blue the 3-drop. But does it make a hero or an artifact? I don't remember. Not many cards do make a lot of artifacts. But still a relevant card, right? I guess it's not a bad 3-drop in Artifact Meta deck, so yeah. Hello, random. Misty Knight Hero for Hire, 2 mana, 3/1. Discard a card, draw a card. For each card you've discarded this turn. Ooh, this is actually good. Since it works really well with the Connive, right? For each card you've discarded this turn. So it doesn't just look at this, it looks for previous ones as well. A 2 mana 3/1 great, ability good, I like it. Hammer of Thor. When enters, it deals 4 damage to up to 1 target creature, so a removal. Double all damage equipped creature would deal. Equip worthy. A creature is worthy if it is a legendary non-villain that's red or white. Red and or white, okay. Discard this, it deals 2 damage to each creature. I mean, what does this card not do? It has a possible board wipe, it has a clean removal, and it is a really good card to equip. I'm not sure how many cards are worthy, but we have seen ways of bypassing to equip this card. And like, if it is worth it, it's 1 mana. Okay. Photon Blast Barrage, X and red. When you cast this spell, copy it X times. You may choose new targets for the copies. Okay. Deals 1 damage to target creature. Man, this with a red card is just busted. It's a one-sided board wipe. Other than that, I mean, it's not bad to have a card that can deal split damage. It can actually kill a lot of stuff. So if you pay 5 mana, you deal 4 damage, right? Yeah, 3 is X, and then on its own it does 1. I don't know, I don't hate this. It is a flexible removal. This seems great. Quicksilver Brush Blur, red 1/1. If it is in your opening hand, you begin the game with him on the battlefield. It has haste, and then you can put a counter on him and he gains a double strike. I mean, overall okay. I don't think it's that big of a deal if you get him on the board for free. A 1 mana 1/1 that becomes a 2/2 double striker later on, sure. I think it's okay. In limited, how much it will matter? A 5 mana double 2/2 double strike with haste is okay. But I don't know. Is it the best thing? Is it a pack 1 pick 1? I don't think it is. Red Hulk, 6 mana 6/7, uncommon, reach trample. Whenever Red Hulk is dealt damage, put a counter on him. When you do, he deals damage equal to the number of 1/1 counters on him to any target. So I think I have seen this on Reddit. This and this card is nuts, right? You just do this on this guy. And then he gets like billion counters and you do billion damage. I have seen that being a combo of the set, right? But other than that, a 6 mana 6/7. Again, ability that matters. I don't know, it seems great. I mean, even if you don't ping 6 times, if you ping few times, he does grow. And then he's just a big attacker with trample, so yeah. Blast 4 mana, Teamwork 2. Blast deals 5 damage to target creature. If this spell was cast using Teamwork, it also deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. So good removal. I mean, it kills anything, I guess, with 5, and then it can deal 2. But it's a Teamwork 2 and it's a sorcery. Sorcery is a big part of why I don't like this. But if you're liking removal or you want some, like, reach, I guess it's not bad. It does kill anything, which is great, so yeah. I mean, if you have a creature that is able on crewing this, it's same as if it did attack, right? Because it's 2 damage happening. I mean, it is a removal that does give some flexibility. I don't hate it. Scarlet Witch, 3 mana 2/3. Instant and sorcery spells you cast with mana value 4 or greater cost X, last to cast when X is the Scarlet's power. Okay. So makes this better, right? I don't hate this. Making instant and sorceries costing less. I don't know which one is the best. I mean, obviously the one we have seen is good, but the blue one that makes a 6/5, I guess it's not bad with this. Because you can play it in 5. I mean, it seems good. Seems like a good build around. With the other removals you can play. So yeah. 2 mana 2/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1. When you do, target creature with haste can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. It's a 2 mana 2/2 haster and it can actually give you an unblockable creature. Okay. I don't hate this. A 2 mana 2/2 haste. A fine bear. A hasty one actually. So yeah. 1 mana 1/2. Create a treasure token. Really good if you're splashing. How excited are you to ramp yourself? Turn 1 this, turn 2 make a treasure. Maybe you are. Because it just gives you splash. Have you seen reasonings on artifact matter on this? I mean, the 3-drop that does grow when you make an artifact, but other than that, I don't think we have seen many reasons for artifact. But it can actually keep on using this ability. Flexible because it's instant speed. I think this 1-drop will be good. 1 mana red, flash, enchant a creature. Enchant creature gains first strike, and then it has haste as well. Okay, combat trick. Really good way and cheap way of hasting your creature. So yeah, seems like a good one. When it comes to combat tricks. Team Tactics, 2 mana, Teamwork 1. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. If this spell was cast using Teamwork, that creature also gains trample until end of turn. So I guess red-white has a lot of ways of casting spells that can target your creature as well. Giving a creature double strike trample is really good. So yeah, for 2 mana, double strike, not bad. Good way of ending the game. Okay, we have a Thor, a 5 mana 5/5, flying. Why not? Everything flies. When Thor enters, exile target equipment, instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Thor deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. Amazing. Just amazing. It seems really good. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Thor deals equal to that spell's mana value to any target. Anytime. And then it always is a 2-for-1. Great. Traktos, spell cost 2 less if you control a vehicle, 4 damage to any target. Great. Really good with the which we have seen. The fact it can go face is nice. We haven't seen many vehicles, 1 in blue only. Is there a hammer artifact? We have seen one. This. So yeah, the fact it can go any target I do like. And if there is like a artifact vehicle in colorless that is playable, just makes this better. Don't hate this. You may sacrifice an artifact to discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Okay. Not bad. If you need a way of refilling or care about putting cards in graveyard, this one ain't bad. Instant. Sure. Volcanic Villain, 3 mana 3/2 haste. Put 2/1 counters on this creature. Another haster. It can enter on turn 6 as a 5/4. Early on, it's a 3 mana 3/2 that can grow. This one I actually like. Legit, I think you're gonna play a turn 3, and legit, I think this ability will come on mattering. Red, it feels like it is about dealing as much damage as fast as possible, and then with whatever way of like ending the game with how much it does have the possibility of dealing damage to the face. So yeah, seems like a good 3-drop. Wonderman, Hallowed Hero, 5 mana 4/4 flying. Each power-up ability of permanents you control can be activated additional time. Power-up, put 2/1 counters on this one. I guess if you have a lot of power-ups that you do care about activating, it's not bad. It is a 5 mana 4/4 flyer, so it's not bad. I don't think we have seen any power up that is like, oh, I want to activate it twice. But yeah. I mean, it can possibly be what, an 8/8 flyer? Not bad. How does this work? I guess it does, yeah, never mind. It actually... You cannot bypass this by playing him again, right? And on the card that you already did power up twice. It doesn't allow you to power up it again, I'm assuming, so yeah. Not a bad flyer, I guess. But though I'm not excited about this, I feel like red has better things to do than this. So red definitely did feel like it has synergy between cards, great removals, and it feels like the aggressive color. So yeah, I don't hate it as well. I guess he didn't say anything about black. Let's just mention black as well. Black did have the best removal and a lot of synergy between like creature type. Really strong rares. And like some really nice way of like getting the value. I don't know, I feel like the black is the card that color that I like the most. And then the red, because red is just like, I don't know. I just want to pick one this card. I feel like it is the best red card we have seen. What it is doing, it's just so strong. Okay. Last color is green. But at this point I want a Star Wars set. I don't know, man. Maybe after the Marvel, they're gonna do the Star Wars, but I don't know. I don't want anything, I just want Magic to be Magic, but it's me. Okay, let's go green. 3 mana 3/2, when it enters, create a food token or a treasure token. Great. I like the creature that give you something back. It's a good blocker. Getting a treasure I think will matter with how many other cards we have seen that you would want to splash. So I do like it. Hold the damage control, 2 mana, choose up to 2, return those cards from your graveyard to your hand. Artifact, creature, enchantment, land. Okay, maybe there is a way of like milling it gets better. With Connive, I guess it's always... I mean, this card is always a 2-for-1. You're always gonna choose a creature, and I'm assuming you would want enchantment and artifact over land, but maybe there are gonna be cases we do take the land. As I did say before I got the internet disconnection, I mean, it is a 2-for-1, and I guess it will depend on like how you can use this. I think most of the times you would be interested on creature and artifact, maybe enchantment. But I guess there are gonna be spots where you would want to take a land. Still a question on how to make this card as good. I mean, there are busted rares, so if you're returning them, that's awesome, but... I guess the enchantments are all plans, so that's actually a cool way of using this. All the planned ones you can return with this. That's kinda cool. But yeah, overall interested to see how this 2-for-1 card plays out. Maybe you would want to play like 1 off, 2 off this. Okay, claim the kingdom, 2 mana. Whenever a land you control enters, you put a counter on target creature you control and a plan on this. When the 4th one is put on this one, sacrifice it. When you do, put an indestructible counter on target creature you control. I think this one I'm not sure how much I like. Yes, it is growing your cards. Green black card the previous one. Yeah, it could be green black for sure. Putting an indestructible counter is not bad, but I guess it is an ability that you can stop, because like opponent will be aware when you're gonna put a 4th counter, so they can just leave a removal up. It does grow, but it is like, this one you kinda have to play turn 2, right? Because like the question is how much you're gonna be able on getting the land drops later on. And if you do draw this in the late parts of the game, I do feel like it is close to being dead. So yeah, I think this one I'm not excited on its own. I guess if there is a way of like you caring about the counters, you might be interested in playing this. But I'm not overall excited about this one. Okay, 5 mana 3/6. If you would put one or more counters on a permanent you control, plus that many plus one of those counters are put on that permanent. So works well with the plant cards, works well with the counters. And then this one gives mana equal to his power. This one is pretty good. A big creature. A good way of splashing. Works well with plans, I would say. Funny enough, I'm not sure how the rest of the plans do work, but can you bypass this ability by going from 3 to 5? Is that a way of bypassing the sacrifice part? Since you go from 3 to 5, and I'm not sure if this trigger does happen. Does it see the fourth one? I'm actually now interested on how that works. But yeah, overall I think this one seems good. Teamwork 5, a 6 mana spell. Reveal the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. If this spell was cast by using the teamwork, put any number of creature cards from among them onto the battlefield instead. Put the rest into your graveyard. I never did like these cards. They're always random to me. Yes, you can make your deck around them, but the problem is this is already an expensive spell, and this spell wants to hit expensive creatures, right? And you do want to be getting more of them. But if you're playing expensive creatures, how likely are you gonna get a Teamwork 5? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe this card will be great. But I'm not excited about this. I think it's super hard on making this work. Just a second. Yeah. I don't think I would be super excited on drafting this. This works well with the cyclers. I mean, it does, but it's like, you draft and build a deck around this. What happens when you don't draw this? You're stuck with a lot of cyclers that aren't really great on casting. And it's like random. Sometimes 8 cards you don't get anything. I'm not excited about this. Epic fight. Choose one or both. Double creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Target creature you control fights target creature opponent controls. Amazing. Doubling the power. And you can choose 2 different cards as well, which is really sick. Wow. This one seems like an amazing rare. An amazing trick. Giant Growth, love it. I think we have seen cards that would like the Giant Growth, so I think the Giant Growth will play great in this set for 1 green. Go nuts. 1 green, Teamwork. Choose one. If this spell was cast using Teamwork, choose both instead. Put a counter on target creature. Target creature you control fights target creature opponent control. Not bad. You have a fight with possibly putting a counter for 1 green. I like this. 2 mana 2/2. Sacrifice this creature. Destroy target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. Activate only as a sorcery. A playable 2-drop. I think this ability will come up more than we think. Though it is only as a sorcery, so that is a big drawback. But I don't mind the 2-drop. Reach is actually important. Everything flies in this set, so for this one to block, it is nice that we do have this. 2 green. When this dies, return her to the battlefield under her owner's control with a 1/1 counter on her. She loses all abilities and gains haste. Cute. So a 2-drop that when it does die, it returns as a 3/3. I mean, it's double green, but a hasty one, and it returns with a haste as well. I like it. Hercules, Prince of Power. Wait, there's Hercules in Marvel? What? 3 mana, 3/3, power up, put a vigilance counter on Hercules. He gains vigilance indestructible and haste until end of turn. So 3 mana, 3/3, and then it becomes a really good attacker or a blocker. It actually has haste. It's a 5 mana 4/4 haste, vigilance indestructible. It's an interesting 3-drop. I don't hate this one. Actually, a first, I think, power up that I would like if I could activate it more times. Heroic Feast, 3 mana. When this enchantment enters, create a food token. Whenever you gain life, choose up to that many target creatures you control. Put a 1/1 counter on each of them. Interesting. So it is a 3 mana. For 5 mana, you put 3 counters. But if you have ways of gaining life, you can just snowball with this. We have seen lifelinkers in white. We have a villain black lifelinker. I guess this one works well with a white one as well. A 2/5 that makes walls, since it does have lifelink on its own. We have seen the green card, the 3-drop can make a food as well. I feel like this is okay. It is a cute card. I like it. 3 mana 2/3. Whenever another creature you control enters, if it has greater power or toughness than hulking, put a counter on this one. Okay, so this one keeps on growing if it has either of this. Not a bad 3-drop. It does have vigilance as well. I like it. 5 mana 3/2. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands from the top of your library. When Khazar enters, create a Zabu, a legendary 2/2 green cat creature token with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a counter on Zabu. Okay, you get a card that actually allows you to play lands from top, not bad. And then you get a token that keeps on growing for 5 mana. I like this one a lot. Two mana 2/1. Whenever you put a counter on another creature, put a counter on this creature. This ability triggers only once each turn. I think this is a solid 2-drop. The green showed us many ways of putting counters. And then this is just the one that passively grows. I don't hate this. I like it. Like the fight spell even grows this one. 3 mana 2/2. At beginning of your upkeep, choose one. A counter on this one, or remove a counter from a creature you control to draw a card. Great. Either growing this one, or you just keep on drawing cards. I like this 3-drop. 3 mana 1/1. You may play lands from your graveyard. Whenever a land you control enters, you create a 1/1 green minion creature token named Moloid with whenever this creature token attacks, you may mill a card. Okay. Is there evolving wilds in this set? If it is, I like this one way more. But just a land for making creatures, not bad. I guess with black does care about cards in graveyard. This one can be pretty decent there. Being able to play lands from graveyard is nice. I think the Mole Man is not bad at all. Pet Avengers, okay. 4 mana 4/4 reach. Power up, put a 3/1/1 counters on this creature token and create a 3/2 white hero creature token with vigilance. Put a 1 counter this and create another one. I mean, 4 mana 4/4 already good, I would say, for the mana and stats you get. And then possibly you may get another thing out of it. I think this is fine. Powerful Broker, 3 mana 3/3. For each kind of counters on target permanent or player, give that permanent or player another kind of that counter. Activate only as a sorcery. Nice. So you get a proliferate on one permanent or player. Activate only as a sorcery is a drawback. But still, a 3 mana 3/3. I don't think this is bad. For mana you pay, you get a decent card. You get stats for you paying. And then this might end up unmattering. Works with plans as well. So yeah, I don't hate it. Punishing Punch, 3 mana, cost 2 less if there are 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls, twice its power. Really amazing removal. I think this is always, not always, but most of the time gonna be 1 green. So yeah, seems great. Mill 2 cards. You may put a permanent card from among them milled into your hand. You gain 2 life. So for green and black, really nice. You care about cards in graveyard. Works well with creatures and lands. You can return them. It is an instant, which is kinda cute. It is a weird way of like, look at the top 2 cards, choose one if it is a land or a creature, right? Or permanent. I mean, it returns more stuff. I don't hate this. I think it's a cute design. It actually says gain life, so works well with the rare we have seen as well. I don't hate this. Nah. 1 mana until the end of the turn becomes a dinosaur hero with a base power and toughness 3/5 and gains vigilance reach. So 1 mana 1/2, but for 3 it becomes a 3/5 with vigil reach. Awesome. Until end of the turn. Ah, but this is until the end of the turn. Okay. A bit worse. It's not always a 3/5. Until the end of the turn, Reptile becomes a dinosaur hero with base power and toughness as a 6/6. Okay, so it's not becoming this. It's not like leveling up. It's only until the end of the turn. A 1 mana 1/2, but a flexible abilities. I guess if you have 9 mana, it can become Vigilance Reach, Trample, a 6/6. But that's too much of mana, right? This is a pretty hard one to pass through early game when you leave 3 mana up. Because 3/5 for 3 is great. I don't hate this. I think it's good because like threat of activation is there. 3/5 is actually huge stats. I don't mind this at all. Technique. Target player gains 2 life, then searches their library for a basic land card, put it onto battlefield tab, then shuffle, put a counter up to 1 target creature. Why does it have everything? A life gain, finding land, and growing a creature. That's kinda odd. I mean, if you care about like splashing, not a bad way of finding a land. Ramping, you get like a life for a tempo loss, and then you grow a 2-drop. Seems good. Rick Jones' Destined Sidekick. Let's see. 1 mana 0/3. Mill 4 cards. You may put a hero or enchanted card from among those cards into your hand. So a weird draw, but green does care about, well, in some ways it does care about cards in graveyard. You can keep on using this ability, but it's always giving you 1. Feels really bad when you activate it and get nothing, especially at the early stages when you're maybe hoping you to get something. I guess there are gonna be decks where you are gonna be excited about this. Thing is, like, if you're playing it with black, where it still cares cards about graveyard, they are not heroes, they're villains, right? This is a good blocker for early game, 0/3. We will see how this plays. 6 mana 7/6 trample basic land cycler. Great stats. I mean, for the set, right? This is one of the biggest stats we have seen. A land or the bigger for the land cyclers. Trampler. There are cards where you can return it from the graveyard after finding a land. So yeah, I think it's a fine cycler. A Death Toucher that can grow. I would say usually Death Touchers doesn't really matter how much power and toughness they are. right? Like 4 mana 3/3 Death Toucher, you're not excited about this as a 4 mana. Like you don't want to play it and power up it immediately. I don't think 4 mana 3/3 Death Toucher is a good card for green. But a 1 mana 1/1 Death Toucher is good for green because it is an effective blocker, an effective way of downgrading some of the opponent's cards, right? Because it is a tough task sometimes to like pass a Death Toucher. And you never know, maybe this ability ends up mattering, like, I don't know, the 2-drops that are 2/2s, this one can then eat them, so... Seems like the Serpent Specialist is not bad. You may activate abilities of creatures you control as though those creatures had haste. Okay. So no Summoning Sickness on some of them. Add 2 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to cast... only to activate abilities of creature sources. So this is for power-ups. And this one can enter and immediately give mana, right? Interesting. Not sure how strong this one will be. Or what is the broken way of making this one. But I guess it's a fine. Mythic. She-Hulk, J Defender, 4/4, Reach Trample, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Put a counter on She-Hulk. Nice. Killing artifacts and enchantment might matter. 4 mana, 4/4, Reach Trample, great. Ability not bad. I like it. There is a lot of annoying artifacts, I guess, and enchantments, so it kills all the plants. I like this. Super Strength. Give a creature trample and ward for 5. This is interesting. I would say I never like cards like this, but it can like outgrow the red removal, and ward ain't bad. We haven't seen many cards that do have hexproof, right? Some of them. If this had flash, it would be way cool. But yeah, I think the strength is a card that will depend on the rest or on how you can make it work. There we have seen a double striker. Was it in red? A 4 mana 2/2 double striker. So this on it is pretty sick. But yeah, I'm never a fan of this type of cards, and I think it has more homework to do to make them like as good. That thing, a 6 mana 7/7. Whenever one or more heroes you control deal damage to a player, put 2 1/1 counters on the thing. Sure. You control deal damage, so it doesn't necessarily have to be combat damage. This works with the archer, right? The red one that does ping. Yeah, I guess there are heroes that do ping. I mean, 6 mana 7/7 trample, possibly growing, not bad. It does do grow when it deals damage as well, so not bad. 2 mana 2/1 flash trample. Whenever you gain life, put a counter on Tigra. Seems nice. We have seen a decent amount of ways of gaining life in green, so yeah. This with a ramp spell makes this one a 4/3 2-drop. Not bad. Creatures you control with a counter on them have trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put up a counter on target creature you control. Awesome. Is it awesome? I think it is awesome. Same as like fractal thing in the Secrets of Strixhaven, but that one did give you a 3/3 body. But we have seen cards that do care about like counters, and this is a type of card, if the game goes long, it just wins you the game. I think I like the training regimen. Unbeatable Squirgle. Whenever this one enters or attacks, create a 1/1. For 4 mana, create X 1/1 squirrels creature tokens when X is the number of squirrels you control. So whenever it attacks, it makes, and then it can make more. Triple green is tough. But if you can cast it, it's not bad. You get a 4 mana, 4/4, and a 1/1. And then you get this ability, which can end up on mattering. It is a squirrel itself. So if you do this, play it, attack, and then activate this ability, you are getting what? 3 more squirrels? And then next time if you activate this again, you get 6. The benefit of this is that you can keep on activating it. Right? It's not like, hey, I can activate this only once. You can just keep on using this ability. So I don't hate this rare, it seems good. It is tough on casting, but I would say these cards are working better in the later game anyway. So yeah, I like it. Undercover Scrawl, 2 mana, 1/1. As long as there are 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature gets +2/+2 and is all creature types. Okay. Add 1 mana of any color. So it is villain at first, but it can be hero later on. And it will be a 3/3. I like this. Seems like a pretty good orc. 5 mana, 4/4. When this enters, put a counter on target creature. If that creature is another hero, put 2 1/1 counters on it instead. So it can grow itself to be a 5/5 Vigi, but it can grow other card and put 2 counters on it. I think this is a solid 5-drop. Okay, White Tiger. 2 mana, 2/2, a counter on White Tiger, and create a Tiger God, a legendary 4/4 Green Cat God creature token with the Tiger God can be blocked by more than 1 creature. I mean, a really solid 2-drop. A 2-drop that later on becomes a 3/3 and makes another body. Can you ask more from a 2-drop? Like, it's a fine if you play it on 6 as well. You get a 3/3 and a 4/4 with another ability. I like it. Dwarf Hulk. The next red or green creature spell you cast this turn can be cast without paying its mana cost. Okay, the big cycler. Put 3 1/1 counters on target creature you control. Sure. And then choose target creature you control until end of the turn, double its power and toughness, and it gains trample. Okay. I mean, it is a fine rare. This part, I mean, it is same as maybe casting a creature, but maybe you can play it a turn sooner, right? The 6-drop, so it's not bad. Then growing a creature is great. I guess most of the time you are gonna be growing other stuff, so you like spread the threats. Or if you have to end the game, I guess you're gonna draw 1, and then I guess this one will just try to end the game. I don't hate this. Saga seems great. You could actually return it. Green does have a way of returning enchantments, so yeah. I don't hate it. And there is a way of proliferating this, the 3-drop. The 3-drop common we have seen. It can actually proliferate this and speed it up, which is kinda cool. Yep. I guess it works well with a 3-drop. Okay, we did get to the golden cards. I think we have around 40 more cards to see, so let's see what golden cards have to offer. Whenever a creature you control becomes tapped during your turn, if it is the first time that creature has become tapped this turn, untap it. Okay. A 3 mana 3/4 Vigi, a cute ability for the teamwork. Okay. I didn't have a feeling like the white blue is about a teamwork. I felt like more it is about casting spells on your creatures, but yeah. 3 mana 3/2. Whenever a player draws their second card each turn, you draw a card as well. Whenever a player draws their second card each turn. So it even works for you as well. If you draw your second card each turn, you get another card. Cool. So already that is awesome. But you can like draw from them drawing. And then the transform. 6 mana flash double strike. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to Black Panther. Whenever a Black Panther deals damage to a player, draw a card. Great. Both of the sides are great. So yeah, it works. Okay, glad we did get that. The Mighty Tor, let's see, a 3 mana 3/3 flying. Whenever the Mighty Tor attacks, exile up to one target non-token artifact or a creature, then okay, flicker. But it can flicker opponent stuff as well. Non-token artifact or creature. Wait, can you flicker creature tokens? Non-token artifact or creature? Or this is like, does the non-token stands only for artifact or for creatures as well? I guess it is up to one target non-token artifact or creature, so you cannot flicker tokens. Okay, then return okay. Whenever an equipment you control enters, draw a card. I mean, this one is just good. Can let you pass, can actually flicker your cards. A cute way of when you play equipment to draw, so yeah. Four mana 1/4. Whenever enters, tap target creature opponent controls. That creature can't become untapped for as long as you control Spider-Woman. Interesting. So you're telling me if I can flicker this many times, I can just tap their whole board, right? And they don't untap. 4 mana 1/4 tapping a creature. I mean, it's a pseudo removal creature, so I don't hate this. Flash as well. Pretty good one to flicker. Yep, like it. No, every instance of tapping is done by a different Spider-Woman. Okay. But it says for that creature can be untapped for as long as you control a Spider-Woman. It's not as long as like I mean, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work the way I think it does. Again, we will see and we will test it. 3 mana 2/2 flash. Ghost can be blocked. Sure. An unblockable creature. Seems okay. I mean, usually the unblockable creatures were always annoying. This one does have flash. So yeah, it is gonna be an annoying one. I don't like it when they're in the set has a creature that cannot be blocked. But yeah. 4 mana 3/4 attacks. He connives. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay. Another card that can connive. An ability that keeps on going, no matter if you did attack or not, if you can make it work. Seems okay. 2 mana 2/2, pay to life, copy target active or triggered ability you control from an artifact source. You may choose new targets for the copy, activate only during your turn and only once each turn. I don't remember all the activated and triggered abilities of artifact. The first one that comes to my mind is the 3-drop, that artifact ship, whatever, that makes a creature. But there has to be like way better copies than that. There is the draw one when it does enter. I think this is gonna be okay. We just gotta figure out like all the artifacts and on how to like make this one as best as possible. 4 mana 3/5 at the beginning of your first main phase until your next turn. Taskmaster becomes a copy of up to one target creature on the battlefield or a creature card in the graveyard, except his name is Taskmaster, Mercenary, Mimic, and he's legendary human. So when it becomes a copy, it copies the stats and everything, right? I mean, this is just a flexible 4-drop. And it is up to, like, you don't need to target anything. Really cool that it can target the graveyard. And it can target opponent stuff in graveyard as well. Pretty cool with the cyclers, right? Yep, seems like a pretty good 4-drop. RS God of War, 3 mana 4/3, RS attacks each combat able. Whenever an attacking creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand. Okay. Cool. So it can never die if it did attack. But it does have this ability for your other cards as well. I don't mind this one. I didn't have a feeling like red black does want to do this. Attack a lot, and I guess have a way of returning them. Any combos that I can figure out with this at the moment? Nothing comes up. I mean, I guess you can always, if there is ever a reasoning, kill your own creature in combat when it did attack, so you can just get its ETB again. But yeah, a 3 mana 4/3. If it did attack and they did it, you get it back. So it seems okay. And annoying to deal with. They will have to do a removal for it. Under Siege, 4 mana, you get 2 villains with menace, deals 2 damage to each non-villain creature and each opponent. Nice. Create a treasure token for each villain you control. This seems great. 4 mana, you get 2 bodies, then you're dealing to non-villain cards, and then you get treasures as well. I like this one. It's a death trigger like the 1/1s that make villains, yeah. But they are not gonna block the 1/1, right? Bullseye, okay, 3 mana 2/3, enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or discard a non-land card. Okay, when you do, it deals 2 damage to any target. Sacrifice an artifact or discard a non-land card, Bullseye deals 2 damage to any target. So 3/2 that can make any card in your hand a shock, and then it can keep on doing that. I don't mind this 3-drop. Bummer that it cannot sacrifice creatures. Like that it doesn't have a part A sacrifice a creature do this. Unless it is an artifact creature, of course. Seems like a good 3-drop. I don't hate the card that can just keep on like giving you a shock ability. Whenever you cast a villain spell, create a 2/1 black villain creature token with menace. Okay. A card that does have to be killed. Is this something that the black-red does feel like doing? Okay, black-red definitely does have a lot of villains. I mean, if it is unchecked, it just snowballs and wins, but... Have we seen a 1-mana villain in black and red? I don't remember. Like, I would want, when I play this, to immediately cast another villain to get at least 1 trigger. But yeah. If it is on the board, I think this just wins the game as well. Or like helps you on winning, right? So yeah, seems good. Okay, this one will have a lot of text. Red and black and X, enters with X. When the enters, choose up to X. Discard a card, draw a card. Target opponent loses 2 life, destroy target token. Each player sacrifices a creature of their choice. Okay, so I'm assuming that, same as previous one, that we are not gonna be able on choosing same source many times, right? That we have to choose like different modes. Discard draw is good. Target opponent loses 2 life, good. Destroying target token, most likely good in this set. Each player sacrifices a creature of their choice. Okay, so important is that you can kill a token before the sacrifice. But it does make you sacrifice as well. But I'm assuming that's fine for red-black. At least, like, in black, you have things you can sack. Seems like a good rare. It's always the mana you pay, the stats you get, and then disabilities. But I'm really interested on, like, can you choose the same mod twice? Choose up to X. I'm assuming you can't, because it would be pretty busted as a board wipe, right? 4 mana 4/4 trample, power up, put a counter on this one. He fights up to 1 target creature opponent controls. Sure. A Hulk that is a removal later on. Actually, not a Hulk. But yeah, the Abomination. Does not seem bad. Stats and mana you pay is fine, then you possibly get a removal. 7 mana creature removal. Not bad. Alien Invasion, 4 mana. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a red alien creature token with haste, and this token attacks each combat. If able, put a counter on it for each invasion counter on this enchantment, then put an invasion counter on this enchantment. This is really good. This just wins the game if you cast it as early as possible. You can cast it at turn 3, if I'm not wrong. This one is really good. But the token has to attack each combat. So you don't get blockers. It's not like, hey, this token did survive next turn, it cannot attack. So when you get a 1-1, it won't grow later on. But you get a 1-1, then a 2-2, and so on. I don't mind this. Cool thing is that you can actually use the tokens for teamwork, right? So you can choose to tap them and save them for a turn. Exactly, vehicles as well. But the tokens are not used or useful if they're not being able on blocking, right? Unless you're trying to make a one-turn kill where you attack with more. But still a cool card. I like it. It does snowball. 5 mana, 6/5 Hull, creature trample, power up abilities of other creatures you control cost 3 less. Put 5 counters on this one. Good. Yet again, mana, stats, you pay is nice, ability not bad. It can keep on growing. I like it. Wolverine. When he does enter, he fights up to 1 target creature. If a damage will be dealt to Wolverine, instead that damage is dealt. That damage is dealt, but all other damage already is dealt. Wait. Okay. If damage would be dealt to Wolverine, instead that damage is dealt, but all other damage already dealt to him is healed. Okay. So you're telling me if I deal 2 damage to him, he takes 2. But then if I deal 3, it takes 3. But it didn't take the 2. Is that the thing this is saying? This is really confusing to me. If a damage would be dealt to Wolverine, instead that damage is dealt, but all other damage already dealt to him is healed. Yeah, it is that. Okay. So it's a 3/5 that you gotta have 5 damage to kill it. Simple as that. Sure. What is this? 4 mana, 4/4. Whenever another non-token hero you control enters, choose one, creating a soldier, or you're pumping the team. Not bad. Again, the mana, the stats you pay is nice, ability is not bad, it can go wide. And I guess at one moment you can just like play two heroes and like +2/+2 to the team, so yeah. Seems good. 3 mana, 3/2, Flash, Vigilance, Reach. When this one enters, you may tap him. When you do, another target non-attacking creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Wow. That's really good. A way of protecting a creature, a 3 mana 3/2 flash. Seems really good. 4 mana 4/4, creatures with flying can't attack you or block creatures you control. Okay, love it. Everything does have flying in this set, so that's nice. Or block creatures you control. Whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more creature, those creatures gain flying until end of turn. So you can make some creatures not being able to attack you. That's cool. I like this one. Pretty strong card. 3 mana 3/2. Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains first strike and menace until end of turn. Okay, so this one is unblockable if it attacks alone. Not bad. First strike menace. And it alone is an unblockable creature. Seems good. 3 mana 2/2. When enters, choose target opponent and up to 1 target creature they control. They reveal hand. You may exile non-land card from their hand or that chosen creature until Cloak and Dagger leaves the battlefield. Really sick 3-drop. You get information about their hand, and if you don't like anything, you choose that. This one is really good. Plus that touch lifelink. 3 mana 1/5 extort. Whenever you attack, you may pay 2 life. If you do, until end of the turn, creatures you control with toughness greater than their power assign combat damage equal to their toughness rather than their power. A 3 mana 5/5 attacker if I pay 2. Nice, and I have a extort. Really good. 4 mana 3/2 enters. Create a colorless equipment artifact token named something shield with equipment creature. With equipped creature gets +1/+2. Equip for 2. Attach it to this one. So it is a 4 mana 4/4, but you get equipment that you can use later on. And I guess one big notice is the equipment is not legendary. Yeah. So you can, if you flicker this one or like recast him somehow, you can keep on getting this equipment. I like it. Winter Soldier, 2 mana, Vigi, Menace. Gets +2 for +0 for each equipment attached to him. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on him. Then you may attach an equipment you control to him. Really good. This is an instant speed ability. A good connive card, you can do that. And then if you have equipments, you can just win the game with him. Seems like a Winter Soldier seems good. Armor Wars, 4 mana. You may draw a card for each artifact you control. If you do, each opponent draws a card. Okay. So I may draw a lot, but if I do, opponent does draw a lot. Okay. Artifact spells you cast this turn cost 1 less to cast. Sure. And then the third mod, this saga deals X damage to target opponent when X is the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. How I feel about this? So I gotta have like 3 or 4 artifacts where I can maybe justify giving opponent a card and I draw 3 or 4. Artifacts costing less, I don't know if it will matter that much after turn 5, but maybe it will. And then it does deal damage to target opponent, not even a creature. I'm not sure how much I like this. Comparing to what else you can be doing in this set, this one feels fair. I don't know, if you do draw 6 or 7 cards with this, it's pretty good. But yet again, you might be just able to ending the game in those colors anyway. I'm not sure this is first pickable. I'm not at least excited about it. I need to be in this archetype and then be like, hey, I can support this. I didn't even say those numbers. I mean, to me those numbers are just numbers. For other people there's something more gore. But yeah. 4 mana 1/4 gets +1/+0 for each other artifact you control. Whenever attacks, if an artifact enters the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. Hello! How are you doing, Andre? 167, much appreciate the raid. Hope your stream went well. Shout. How do I do this? What? Wait. Gore, can you give a shout out? Since it seems like I'm not logged in on my Twitch chat, I don't know how. What is happening? Okay. Streamlabs is a bit acting up. Much appreciated, Raid. Hope your stream went well. And hello, Raiders. We're looking at the superhero set. We are reading and going through first time, and I guess giving our first impression on some of the cards. But yeah. Much appreciated, Raid. So 4 mana 1/4 gets +1/+0 for each other artifact. If it attacks an artifact in the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Seems really good in the artifact decks, right? I'm assuming it's always gonna be bigger than the stats we see this, and it can keep on drawing cards. Which is great, so yeah. It is a backslash, yeah. But it does not work, it's really odd. Ah, you're on the mobile? Well, I feel bad for not being able, but I can show you guys. For me, at least at this moment, it doesn't matter. Tells me this. Join Twitch. Like, I don't know. I had to reset the app and it wasn't really working. I don't know why. But yeah, there is this. I don't know why this is happening. Twitch chat is, or at least Streamlabs is acting up. It did like kick me off of stream like an hour ago. Yeah, maybe with that. It is really odd and annoying. Okay, let's move on. Speedball New Warrior, 3 mana 2/2. Whenever a player casts a spell that targets a speedball, he gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You may choose new targets for the spell. So a friend of mine told me about this one. He was playing early access and he told me a lot of people were casting a removal on this. So you don't want to be casting a removal on this one. Opponent might just redirect it on your creature. But some cool combos with this, whenever you attack with this one, you can cast the -4/-0 for 1 and redirect it to opponent stuff. And it just keeps on growing. So this is a pretty cool card. You always actually do want to be casting a removal on it, so you can redirect it on something else, right? So it is a pretty cool card. I like the design of this. Maybe it is gonna be super annoying to face, but it gives some unique play pattern, which I like. Okay, Vision Quest, search your library and or graveyard for an artifact creature card with mana value X or less and put it onto battlefield with the X additional 1/1 counters on it. If X is 4 or greater, it gains haste until end of turn. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Okay, with X additional 1/1 counters on it. If X is 4 or greater, gains haste. Can you close the game with this? I'm assuming you can. I don't mind the tutor effects in artifacts decks. I mean, this with this one, doesn't it just end the game? It is like a 5/8 and possibly like growing more. I don't mind this tutor. I think it is looking okay. Coming of Galactus, 5 mana, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Each opponent loses 2 life. Okay. Removal, losing life, 1, 2, and 3. And then you get a 16/16 Black Elder Alien Creature token with Flying Trample. And whenever Galactus attacks, destroy target land. Hey, it's not indestructible at least. Okay, so it's a removal. It makes opponent loses 4 life. And then you have a 16/16 that you can haste. Or maybe for 1 blue, give it in unblockable. Interesting. It destroying lands doesn't matter at all. At least it does not have haste. At least, right? Best part is you can return this enchantment, right? The green does have a way of returning enchantments. More and more I like the 2 mana choose from 4 modes, return creature, artifact, because like every card just feels like super good busted, and if you are using them, it's super strong. So yeah. Kill Morgan, Scourge of Wakanda, 4 mana 3/3. Enters, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent an opponent controls. Okay, or 1 for 1. As long as there are 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this is a 5/4. I like this one. It destroys a non-land permanent, so are really flexible. 2-drop in black is pretty good. Token sacrificing is pretty good. Like the 2/1s, Menacers. So yeah, I like this one. 3 mana, Serpent Society, 3/4, Death Touch, get 5 poison counters. Okay. Wait a second. How do you Whenever another creature you control with a death touch dies, each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. What is a triggered ability? There are ways of copying triggered ability, right? For example, if you have that blue one and you have this, they cannot target it. Or can they? They can't, right? They cannot get 10 poison counters. So the blue one, if I recall, the 1/4 can copy the triggered ability of this. And then it's unblockable. I don't think it matters that much, but yet again, Death Touch, and whenever the creature you control, it doesn't work for itself. When a Death Touch dies, each opponent sacrifices another token creature of their choice. I mean, still great, 3 mana, 3/4. If you do return it, they can never use a removal on it again. I like the Serpent of Society, seems cool. I like the cards that do seem cool and make a unique play pattern in the game. So this one does have that feeling. Okay, 3 mana 5/5. As additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card or pay 2. Ward, discard a card or pay 2. Okay. I don't think the discard part is bad. Green black does care about some cards in graveyard, so a 3 mana 5/5 and then like Warden not bad either. I like it. Daredevil Man Without Fear, 4 mana, 3/4, Vigilance Haste. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Whenever you attack, you may exile the top card of your library. If that card is a hero card, this one gets +2/+1 until end of turn. You may play that card this turn. A lot of text. A lot of text. But effectively it can attack as a 5/5 on turn 4. Like you can still exile that card and not play it, right? Just foregoing it. And then it might give you more card advantage. I think this one is great. Luckily for us, it does not have flying. Like, it is a bit confusing since everything in this set has flying. And then when you look at the art, you're like, oh, cards like this with the same art had flying. This one does not. But yeah. I think this is good. You may play that card. I think you can play it in any way. It doesn't need to be a hero. If it is a hero, it gets plus, but you may play that card this turn if it is a different. It is fun that it does allow you to see the top card of your library. I don't get the reference, but it is human, that is true. Superhero Civil War. Gain control of up to 2 target creatures with total mana value 6 or less for as long as this saga remains on the battlefield. Okay. Creatures you control get +1/+1. NVG. Target creature you control fights up to 1 target creature. Very good finisher. Taking 2 creatures with mana value 6 or less. Tokens are 0, so you can take a 6-drop plus a token for free. Creatures are getting Vigi, and then you're gonna try to for as long as this saga remains on the battlefield. After you draw a step, it'll load a counter, sacrifice after 3. So you can fight the creatures you did take, and then they get back the creature. If there is a way, like if you have a vehicle, you can crew their cards, so they do get them back tapped. That's kind of cute as well. But we haven't seen any vehicles so far. Target creature you control fights up to 1 other. Yes, you can have both of them fight. Seems like a super annoying card to face. Getting a creature for effectively... Okay, they cannot attack at this step unless that creature has 1. So they have a creature for 1 turn. I guess 1 block, 1 turn of attack. And then here you try to like do something dirty. I don't know, I like this card. 5 mana 4/4 flying vigilance prowess. Okay. I think they should have added more stats to it. Or more keywords, not enough. Wanna be questing beast. 5 mana 4/4 flying, vigilance already great. I mean, Serra Angels are good, I'm assuming, but maybe the Serra Angels are not as good anymore in this limited. Everything did like power creeped. But a prowess on it. That should be good, right? It being a 6/6 out of nowhere is nice. How did the red-white feel? I don't know. If I'm red, I just want to be pinging the opponent with the 4 mana uncommon. They get back the creature while the third chapter is on the stack, though. I think it's not the case. I think you sacrifice after the third. It's same as Urza Saga, right? You can make a token while the third chapter is on the stack, right? So they don't get it back until you finish this. Yes, being afraid to block it is true. War Machine, Legacy of Iron, 3 mana 1/3. At beginning of combat on your turn, another creature you control gets +X/O when it is War Machine's power. Okay, pretty good card to put all the equipments on. Growing other card ain't bad. It's an artifact for what it matters. I like this. Seems good. Absorbing Man. 3 mana 4/4. At the beginning of your first main phase until your next turn, Absorbing Man becomes a copy of up to one target artifact, non-aura enchantment, or a land, except his name is Absorbing Man. He's a legendary 4/4 human villain creature in addition to their other types, and he has vigilance. Ugh, man, a lot of text. It's okay. It becomes a copy of artifact or an enchantment or a land, but he's still a creature. How is it working when you make an equipment a creature and then try to equip a creature equipment to a creature? I think that's legit, right? It works like that, right? You can equip it. Same in what was the name? Kamigawa. There were equipment creatures and you could equip them. So what happens if you I don't think you can legally equip a creature to a creature. But how was it in Kamigawa? That was because it was reconfigured. Okay. Okay, scratch that. I was thinking if it could be a cool way of making it into equipment, equip it to a creature, then it doesn't become an equipment. I'm assuming it would still stay on the creature. I don't know, man. I am making up the rules now. I mean, it is like 3 mana 4/4. What do I need to talk more about it? Whenever you want to, I guess most of the time it will become a land, but I don't know. Maybe an artifact? But yeah, seems really good. 3 mana 2/2. Whenever Ant-Man attacks, you may pay 1. When you do, put a counter on target creature. Whenever you put a counter on a creature, create a 1/1 insect. This ability triggers only once each turn. 3 mana 2/2 is not a greatest attacker. But this is an ability that triggers no matter if it did attack, if you have cards that can put a counter. I think the Ant-Man is good as well. And there are gonna be spots where you are gonna be able to attack and pay the mana. So yeah, I like it. I mean, I think that is correct. Since whenever you put a counter on a creature, create a green insect. This ability triggers only once its turn. You could put multiple counters on multiple creatures, and then you would get multiple 1/1s. I think that would maybe be broken. Set does have a lot of ways of like putting multiple counters. So I think restricting it to once a turn is not bad. There are ways of putting counters on opponent's turn in any way. So yeah. Okay, the Ant-Man again. Blue-green. Whenever you draw a second card, put a counter on the Ant-Man. Remove any number of counters from this one. Create that many 1/1 green instant creature tokens. So whenever we draw, it grows, and then we may choose to remove all. I don't hate this. Whenever you draw a card, it's not even a second card. Okay, I'm getting tired. Anytime we draw a card, this guy grows. Wow. This seems really strong. Playing this on curve? I cannot see that this doesn't snowball. I really like this. They should have Skulk? No, please. They already it is good. 4 mana 3/3, as long as you put one or more 1/1 counters on this one, he has flying. Whenever deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Like it. Simple. You put a counter, it gains a flying, deals the damage, draw a card. It is expensive, usually this type of effect is for 3 mana. But I don't mind this. Wait. 204 into 206. Where is 205? 201. Okay, did not pay attention to numbers. Numbers are weird. Now we have a 223. Okay. This is not by order, I guess. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, until end of turn, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur base power and toughness become a 6/6, and they gain trample. And Devil Dinosaur, okay. Aha, it is in the name. Okay, whenever you draw your second card each turn, whenever an artifact you control enters, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So 3 mana, when we play an artifact, it does draw a card and becomes a 6/6. Again, I feel like blue is all about drawing cards. It just like has, hey, I draw a card, draw a card, draw a card. Blue feels like it's pretty good on grinding. Like every rare is like this as well. And this one feels like it will be an easy 3 mana 6/6. So, really good. Exile all creatures. Each player may put any number of creature cards from their hand onto the battlefield. Then put all cards exiled this way into their owner's hand. Exile world within worlds. I was about to say, hey, this is the first board wipe we see. Actually, there was one in red, and I guess in black that does deal two non-villains, but we haven't had a board wipe, which I'm actually a bit excited about. But then we have this. I mean, it's a cool card that you can try to sneakily win the game. Right? If you can, by any chance, like, I don't know, not play cards on board and play this, you can try to end the game, but it's kind of awkward because it's sorcery. Would this be fair if it was instant? I'm not sure if this is playable even, but for sure people are gonna play it. It is odd. 7 mana is a lot. You kind of wanna not play cards with this, so you cheat them all in. But if you're not doing that, you might just lose the game because getting to 7 is tough. Though, like I said, blue is really good on drawing cards, so maybe you're just gonna have a lot of things while playing on curve. Having a lot of cards where you can just cast this. Thing is the blue, right? Blue is really good on drawing. So you play stuff on curve, you're like still playing on board, and you draw cards. And then you have like the full hand, you cast this, opponent most likely doesn't have anything, right? At the 7 moment. And then you just wanna drop the big boys. I mean, I will try it once at least. Get disappointed and never draft it again, but I don't know. Thanos the Mad Titan, Death Touch Lifelink. Second card we see that has all mana on it. Put 2 1/1 counters on Thanos, choose odd or even, destroy each other creature with mana value of the chosen quality. Okay, is the quality the word? Is this like correct English? I'm now wondering as a non-native English speaker. If I would write this, I would say destroy each other creature. How do you say different? I'm just like now thinking because it says the quality. How do you do say different? There is a word on S. I want to say separate, but it's not separate. No, but it does do the different. Destroy each other creature with mana value of the chosen quality. Oh wait, you can just say destroy each other creature with a chosen mana value. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it is a thing on English. I mean, I would just say odd or even mana value, but quality. Okay. Quality for me is like, when I think about the English word, it means a different thing. Like quantity, quality, right? But okay. 3 mana 4/4, Death Touch Lifelink. I mean, if you can cast it, it's fine. I'm assuming if you are gonna play it, you're gonna try to get this ability as well. So, yeah. I mean, for sure people will play it. Second rare that does have this ability. Does the red-black or red-white wanna splash this? I think it doesn't, though. Like, I feel like if you're base this colors, right? You're gonna play this color's base. You don't really care about splashing green and blue. So maybe it is the weird spot where you're playing green base, green-black base, or green-blue base, and then you splash him, which is odd yet again. But the thing about green is the green does have mana doors that can give any mana. Where do you find a home for him? And yes, this. How do you get this? Okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna bash my brain figuring out this. If it works, it works. 2 mana, 1/3. Enter Surveil 2. Artifact creature, robot villain. Is this good? I mean, you can put creatures in graveyard for the villain decks and for green. It is an artifact you can return for the green. Stats or whatever. Surveil 2 is good. I like the Surveil. At the early stages, I think it is maybe really good because, like, maybe finding lands, maybe setting up the curve, right? Do not miss. But nothing screams to me that, like, there is much to it other than what we get on first. It is trigger artifact for copying triggers on artifacts, but I would more like if this was like a 2 mana 1/3 connive. I would way like it more, right? If it could enter as a 2/4, but then maybe it would be busted. Maybe it would need to be a 1/2 connive, which black has already. Improvise. This enters tapped. Add this. Does the artifact deck want to play 5 mana, gain 3, which enters tapped? We have seen... Actually, one card screams to me. The red removal that does deal 1 damage. Right? The one you can copy. That card goes well with this. You would want to get 3 more mana out of nowhere. The tutor in red and blue would like the arc reactor. Because, like, just more mana. 3 mana is not bad. Like, if you're blue, you have a lot of ways of drawing cards. Where you might be okay with, like, okay, I did spend a turn to play this, but then I'm gonna, like, start abusing my other cards. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking on the first glance. Maybe this is actually gonna be okay in some decks. Definitely will wheel. Definitely people are not gonna be excited on playing this. But I think you can play it. I think there can be a deck for it, right? A red damage one, a red-blue tutor likes it. And I guess overall blue because it's artifact and, like, you will have a lot of draws, so getting more mana in bad, so yeah. Captain American Shield, indestructible, creature gets billion stats and vigilance whenever a creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. Is this Jita of the format? Why? Why does this exist? Why vigilance? I mean, at least it doesn't give power. But it makes a creature unkillable? And then the ability ain't bad? Am I overreacting? Is it not as good as I think it is? I feel it is good. There is a lot of benefits towards the equipments in this set. Tapping a creature opponent controls, I mean, make sure that your attacks are gonna be good. I feel like this is gonna be okay in some of the decks. Vigil is the annoying part. It just gives you a creature that is always able on attacking, always able on blocking. Cosmic Cube, 5 mana, War 2. Whenever you attack, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a spell from among them with a mana value less than or equal to the greatest power among attacking creatures you control without paying its mana cost. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. This is not bad, right? This is a good value engine. So, when you attack, I assume with the 4 drops you're gonna have like 4 power creatures. And you may be casting 4 mana cost less, and then like later on it can just keep on giving you cards. I feel like this is good. A good card that just keeps on giving you value. You may cast a spell from among them with mana value less than or equal to the greatest power among attacking creatures without paying its mana. Put the rest in the bottom of the library. I mean, it is an odd card. But I feel like with green and how big stuff you have, it just gives you value and engine. I like it. Okay, vehicle. Love it. We have some vehicle. Crew 4. Not like it. 3 mana, mana dork. Or mana rock. Okay, mana rock that can become a creature. I like the crew. I think the crew is the big part. To like do some fancy stuff in the set. Which we have mentioned. It being a mana rock, not bad, I guess. Seems okay. I'm glad that there is a colorless vehicle. That's what I'm glad. For mana 2/1 enters, draw a card, and you may put a land card from your hand onto battlefield tab. Hey, I like this one. It's a cute one. It rebuys itself and actually can ramp you. I like this one. This is actually a card design that I'm a fan of. I don't know. Overall, it's not the most exciting creature you're gonna play on curve. But hey, blue can play this guy turn 3. Green can play him turn 3 with a mana dorks. And then he ramps you, rebuys himself a free card by drawing. I like this one. Iron Man armor, 3 mana, enters, attached to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has flying. 3 mana, enters, attached. Creature gains flying. If this equipment isn't a creature, if this equipment isn't a creature, it becomes a 0/0 with flying, and this creature gets +1 for each artifact you control until end of turn. Okay. Seems really good, right? 3 mana, give a creature +2/+1 flying, great. And if you have a lot of running artifacts around in blue, red, or I guess if you're playing equipments in black-white, this can easily be like a 3/3, 4/4 in black-white, and in red-blue, I guess just bigger. I think this is good. Another vehicle. Enters, create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, but a crew is 6. But 4 mana, 4/5, and then you get 2 more. I don't know, I think there are, like I said, decks that do want to play vehicles. A good card you can flicker. He has flying, which is relevant in the set. Everything does fly, but... So you want to have a card that can block every creature in the set? So yeah. Don't hate it. 6 is big number. But I think legit you can have it. Like, it's actually 4 if you think about the tokens as well. Okay. 2 mana. Power is equal to the number of legendary creatures you control when everything is legendary in this set. Okay. Is equal to the number of legendary creatures you control, at least a 1/2. When it enters or attacks, choose another target creature. If that creature has haste and Super Adaptoid doesn't put a haste counter on it. And then you do the same for every other mechanic. Sick. Flying first strike, double strike, death touch, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and Vigi. This is just good, right? 2 mana, always a 1-2. But everything is a legendary. And then you just like keep on taking the abilities away. Love it. 8 mana. The 10 rings. Your maximum hand size is 10. Okay. At the beginning of your end step, if you have fewer than 10 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. How do we cheat this in? You think this is an F? You think this is unplayable? Was there a way of cheating artifacts? I mean, it is a commander card for sure. There are some ways of ramping. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think this is a mega giga first pick card, but I'm like, I hate giving cards F. You know what means F? F means unplayable. Nothing is F. You can say like, hey, it is not as good in most of the cases. I can agree with that. I mean, first of all, I hate grades. Grades make no sense. Like people coming in and saying, oh, that card is D+, that card is C-. Like, every card depends on the deck. Every card can be broken in a certain deck. With a Mythic Iron Man, that is true. The 6-drop can play it. There we go. We found one way. Wasn't there a way of returning an artifact from graveyard? No, I think there was not. I think this would be a cool cube card to add to the cube, to the power cube. Channel into this. But yeah, I don't think this is an F. I don't think it's a first pick. Is it a strong card? I mean, if the game goes long, you can play towards it. But then are you maybe not just gonna mill out? But yeah. Ultron something, 3 mana 2/4. Whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, you may pay 2. If you do, create a token that's a copy of it. If the token isn't a creature, it becomes a 2/2 robot villain. So anytime we play an artifact, we may copy it. A second ring. If you do, it becomes a copy of it. If not, it becomes a creature. This is really good. Just a good card. Ultron Drone, 3 mana 2/3, power up. Put 2 1/1 counters on this creature. And create a 2/2 colorless robot villain artifact creature token. So 3 mana 2/3, not the greatest. 6 mana 4/5. And then you make a 2/2. So for a 6 mana, you get a 4/5 and a 2/2. That's not as bad, but it's not as great as well. But yet again, there are gonna be decks that would wanna run this, right? As a 3. Cards that make artifacts cost less, makes power-ups cost less. Actually, this is great with Hulk. We already found the card. Right? This in Gruul is great. This in Gruul is amazing. And this is the thing. Some people are gonna say, oh, this is a D+ card. This is a B- card with a Hulk. Do you know which Hulk I'm talking about? The 6 mana, 6/5 in Gruul that does say power-ups cost 3 less. Then this becomes a 3 mana 4/5 that makes a 2/2. Right? Because power-up is 0. So there is a home for this, for sure, right? Indestructible equipment, creature gets +2/+2, equip 3. There are ways of equipping for cheaper or attaching, so those decks would want to run this. As a 1 mana and you want to equip for 3, I think it's too expensive. But I guess this is not bad for improvised cards as well. The Vision, 4 mana, 2/5, Flying Vigilance. I think I should stop reading Flying. Every creature has Flying, so just Vigilance. They should do that actually. They should make a set, I mean this is kind of that set, where they make every creature have Flying and everybody's like, oh, Flying, 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 and then you just realize every card has Flying, and then Flying is not a thing. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. The Vision gains double strike until end of turn. Okay. The Vision gains indestructible until end of turn. Annoying. Draw a card. Super annoying card. Yeah, make like two or three cards not have Flying. So actually Flying ends up on mattering. 4 mana, 2/5. Flying Vigi. Keeps on drawing us a card for non-creature spells. Protects itself, double strike. Seems really good. 3 mana, 2/2, Flying. Whenever Vivi Visions attacks, draw a card. If her power is 4 or greater. Okay. Power up, put 2 of encounters on Vivi Vision. It's a 3 mana, 2/2 flyer. But then it does draw a card if you power up it. Sure. Not exciting about it. But yet again, I guess there are gonna be decks that would wanna run this. Let's check the lands. Lands this time are giving us life. I guess we're gonna have it in every color pair. Avenger Towers. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this only mana to cast a hero spell or activate an ability of a hero. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a hero card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest. Love the land. Pretty lovely land in a hero deck. Do we have this for villain as well? I think we should have that. I don't know. Hydra Tower. Is that a place for villains? Add 4 mana in any combination of colors. Okay, good for splashing. This is a way for, I guess, the Thanos that somebody said. Draw a card. Activate only if you control a creature with toughness 4 or greater. I don't hate this as well. Pretty good way of splashing. Alright, even though it takes a land away, and then it gives you some late game possibility. Why not? Gain life, gain life. Castle Doom. Add 1 mana of any color, spend this only mana to cast artifact spells. I mean, we gotta have for villains as well. Sacrifice an artifact, create a 3/3 robot villain creature token named Doombot. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. This is for artifacts. And ability not bad on the land. I like it. These are the rares. Black Correct, activate only if this land enter this or if you control a basic land. Not bad. Not bad for constructed as well, right? Lands. So we have Surveillance Room, enter Surveil 1, add mana, splash. Okay. Then we have this. Okay, we have a villain one as well. Okay, it gives mana to villains, colorless. Target villain you control connives. Activate only as a sorcery. Do I like this one more than I like the hero one? Hero one gives you cards. This one gives you more aggressiveness, I guess. Possibly attacks where you would not have. But yeah. I like the lands. I think lands are a cool touch towards the set. All 3 of them. And I think that does it, right? What is this? Is this bonus guests? I don't know. I'm assuming there are bonus guests. But yeah. We will check them some other time. Well, I think this does it for the set review. Anybody that did watch until the end on YouTube, big thanks. Hope you did like it. And if you made it this far, make sure to leave a comment, say which card is your favorite, and I guess which color combination you like the most. Overall, I was not excited about superheroes or Marvel, because I am getting a bit burned out from how many product is being printed. But this seems like a cute set. I think I will have joy on playing it. So yeah, looking forward on it. Big thanks, and until next time, see ya guys.